Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
No, for sure.
Anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah.
No, come to the Madrid Comedy Lab. See me do open mics and sometimes occasionally showcases.
Hell yeah.
And,
Share your
you
Instagram.
know,
What's your Instagram
have
account?
children so you can have no time. And, you know.
So drink some titty milk.
Is at What the Chuckle.
What the Chuckle.
That's a good one.
Chuckle.
Yeah.
You didn't say it with
That's what I
confidence.
chose.
That's a good one.
What's that?
Yeah, that's a good name. You didn't say it with
Oh,
confidence.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, you know, I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, you know, did I pick a good one or not?
It
You
is.
did.
It is.
You did.
That's good to know because that's internally it's just been me going like, this sucks. You suck.
Do you use a pun as your name for real? No, but it's a good pun. Yeah, we like
thanks.
that.
Well, thanks for coming on, and it's been a good time.
All right.
All right.
That's
Toodaloo.
been last week's tortilla.
Episode 4.
Bye-bye, guys.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Or, sir.
Actually, I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
Yeah,
What did he do?
Oh no, he was at a press well, he was at a rally,
Yep.
and he had one of those long mics, and he did like the deep throat thing with the mic. He was
No
like,
way.
"Bleh." Yeah.
Why?
He was like, I have the best head, and then he just fucking.
Is this for real?
Well,
Yeah.
not that I
No.
have the best head, but he did do the.
It was
you
the
didn't see
day
that?
before the
No, I didn't
election.
see
No,
it.
no,
It
that's
was, yeah,
true.
it was the day before the election.
Why did he do it though?
I don't know. He intrusive thoughts. I think like he's not a smart man. He's just like
He didn't realize what he was doing until halfway down the mic.
he was like, oh, "Are you feeling this?"
That's how most people give blowjobs, right?
Yeah.
They just get tricked into it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, what am I doing?
Oh no!
Charlie, did you do like theater, right? You did like Second City.
I
Speaking
did a
about
year.
blowjobs,
No, because I actually this is I watched the Only Murders in the Building show. You guys know of that? And they talk about the white room thingy. Do you know of this? When you get so nervous on stage that you like start saying shit
Oh,
without realizing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say like more swear words and shit. Is that a thing? Do you know about it?
I have not heard about that.
No?
No. But that
All right.
sounds like a thing.
What's it
No,
called?
I definitely
I'm gonna
say
blame the white room whenever I, freeze
Yeah.
up and start saying shit.
Yeah.
It's the white
I don't
room.
know. Yeah, it's the white room.
The white room theory.
Yeah, the white room theory.
But that happens for sure. Like when you're nervous on stage, I say swear words a lot more.
Yeah.
They're like a coping defense mechanism.
Yeah,
It
maybe.
also happens on the podcast when I'm trying to tell a story, but I know I'm
Fuck,
fumbling.
shit, yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I was fucking there with the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens for
So,
sure.
yeah, you never should have told me that you always go out of your way to fill any silence. Because now I notice it every time.
I'm sorry.
And,
yeah.
and now I'm like, wow, you really do.
no, oof.
But the podcast is making me more aware of how I talk and how I behave.
For
socially.
sure.
It's-
Yeah, because you're just watching yourself all the
Yeah,
time.
it's annoying.
Yeah, it always comes back to this is your therapy.
It is
Your
kind of my
therapy
therapy.
session.
The other day we were having lunch with Nate, the other guest, and Pato said, "Wow, Victor's just a walking podcast." And I thought that's the nicest way of saying he doesn't shut the fuck up.
I didn't even mean it in a bad way because I thought it was really funny what you were saying. You're like,
Yeah.
just like any thought that crossed your mind. You're like, talked about your dog or something like that.
I wanted a dog. Yeah, I threw food on the ground and I was like, "Oh, I wish I had a dog to pick it
Yeah,
up." And then I just started talking about how I really wanted a dog.
It was funny too because you do like deliver it as a story for a podcast. You encapsulate it with a punch at the end.
I try
But,
to.
by the way, now that we mentioned Nate, I want to apologize for we only gave him an hour podcast. I didn't even realize it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
shortest podcast ever, and then we
Nah.
fucked up the video too.
Nate, we love you, Nate.
and then we did a reel, which I was really proud of, and then Gabrielle put the subtitles over all of my editing on the reel. This motherfucker.
You should do the
Devastating.
subtitles. Stop asking for me to do the subtitles.
No,
Anyway, guys,
thing-
we should introduce the guest.
Let's
to this
introduce the
podcast.
guest. Ladies and
Welcome
gentlemen.
back to episode 4 of the podcast.
You're just going down.
We're here with
now.
our friend Charlie Kushner, is it?
That's right.
Charlie Kushner from the Comedy Lab.
Hell yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Midwestern guy. Are
Yeah.
you? Well, that
I
was a
am.
good
Oh,
guess,
you-
Victor.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
because beforehand I was like, oh, so what part of the state's from? Victor's like Midwest, probably.
It's
Because of the accent.
polite demeanor.
Absolutely.
Polite
yeah.
demeanor.
Yeah.
A Southern Canadian.
Where
Yeah.
you?
Exactly. Southern Canadian, I've never heard
Where
that.
are you from, though? Chicago, no?
A very
I-
northern Mexican.
Yeah, Michigan originally.
Michigan.
Yeah, and then when I graduated high school, I left Michigan and never looked back.
Never looked
Damn.
back. You've never
Except
been
I
back?
vote there, so I did.
Oh.
When I left the States, I returned my address to Michigan so I could vote there. So,
All right.
I don't know if I should say that actually with Trump coming into power. He's going to arrest me for.
Maybe.
That's going to be illegal somehow. I
Yeah,
don't know.
somehow you're fucked. I don't
Yeah.
know. How
Yeah.
did you end up in Spain? First of all, let's start there.
My wife. So I met my wife in 2007. She did like an exchange with the Art Institute of Chicago, the school, for her last year at Complutense, studying fine art. And
Awesome.
I had just come back to Chicago. I had lived in Japan for a year and a half.
Oh shit!
My brother
That's
was
why the
out
shirt-
The white man dream. Hell yeah.
and I lived just below Hiroshima. I worked on a military base because my brother was in the military.
Oh shit.
So it was your fault, kinda.
Everything is my fault. I'm American. I've grown up with everything.
But
being
how
my
was
fault.
it
It's all
living in
good.
Japan? Like, did you speak any Japanese? Did you get to interact with locals or?
Yeah, a bit, but not much because you can get by as a little bit, and then you'd only have to know like a little bit of like Japanese. Like if you're drunk in a taxi, I still remember how to say left, right, and straight. Like, Migi, Hidari, Matsugo.
Oh, there you go.
I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
Kind of. I could.
The
at
taxi
least-
stopped, and he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
And it's also all the right words to discuss politics.
Yeah.
Left, right, straight.
Exactly.
That sounded
You
like
can have a political conversation.
The political posters in Japan were next level. I kept one because there was this one, and apparently it was kind of right-wingy, according to my sister-in-law. But every morning he gave me such good motivation on my way to work because I would drive to work, and he just had all these posters plastered up over town with his fist up, like.
Oh.
And I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, Japanese dude!"
And then you
Go to work.
kamikaze your car straight into the highway. You're like, "Oh, for the emperor."
For the emperor. It is weird as a foreigner to like adapt to that type of shit. Once I was at a concert in Seoul, at the Plaza de Sol, which is the most centric area ever, and I was having a great time drinking beer. Then I sent a picture to my work buddies, like, "Yo, come to this concert, it's free." And they're like, "Dude, that's like the left wing party event that they're doing." And I'm like, "Oh, all right."
Oh, yeah,
I was
like-
just having a great time.
Like
you
the
know?
Fiestas del
Still
Partido
free,
Comunista. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Communist Party puts up ragers.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it
that's-
was actually really, really fun.
No, it's great. And
music.
they have like
Hell
great
yeah.
musical acts.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually like, fuck. I'm thinking about, they gave great parties.
Yeah.
apparently
Oh, yeah.
Vox sets up like the best meat stands in like Fiestas de la Paloma.
Yeah, they
And
have great jamon.
It's great because no one's waiting in line for them because they're like fuck, they're
they're
like
like,
fuck
"Fuck
Vox. And every other place has a huge line, so I'm like,
Let's get some of that fascist.
let's get some
ham.
of that right wing meat, man.
Larry David, just put on your MAGA hat, go over and start chowing down on the ham.
Oh, they have the best tapas for sure. National pride.
Yeah. But then Japan, and you met your lady over
I
there?
came back from Japan, so I was only there for like a year and a half, and then I got kind of homesick. My brother was leaving,
Yeah.
and so I didn't want to stay there by myself, so I just came back to Chicago because that's where I'd come from. And my best friend who I lived with at the time, his sister was over in Madrid for an internship, and she had met my wife and her friend who were coming on this exchange.
Yeah.
And so because she was staying with us, she invited my wife and her friend over, and then I went out on the street on Lawrence Avenue and Sheridan to meet them, to take them in, which at the time, like 2007, wasn't a great neighborhood. I'm not sure it's a great neighborhood today, but it's it's a little rougher. So
Yeah.
they got like eggs thrown at them apparently.
What?
None of them hit them, but it was just a wild experience for them.
Oh, shit.
And then I
What a
met them
welcome.
on the street, and I went to shake their hand because, American. And they giggled at me because they're Spanish. They're like, he's shaking our hand instead of kissing us. And I
you're like,
wish
"Come
I'd
here, mate."
known. I'd been like, come on in.
Dude,
You go the opposite. You just go tongue on them.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, there's no tongue. I thought we were European.
The French, the French kissing. This is
Yeah,
what it's
French-
about. Yeah, that's how
Right.
people. Yeah.
All right. And then.
And then the dad's like, "Where's mine?"
So I met my wife, and we just kind of hit it off, and we've been together ever since.
That's awesome.
So you moved to
2007.
Madrid with her, like she was
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
in
coming over."
2012.
Okay.
And what was the decision to come back? Because I imagine over there is a little bit better salary wise and that type of stuff.
Yeah, but work-wise.
Work wise,
sucks.
yeah.
And she was working for a toy company. She was an art director. We had a good life,
Yeah.
but it was like she wanted to be freelance. She wanted to do her own thing
Yeah.
and be a freelance illustrator.
Yeah.
And we weren't married at that point, so it wasn't really possible in America.
Yeah.
So we decided we were going to go to Europe my brother was still in the military. We were going to go live with him in Sicily, but Sicily has much different laws. Like, it's all mafioso.
Yeah,
like, they
for sure.
don't let Americans come over and take jobs on bases.
No,
Like,
it's not as
the Japanese are
welcoming.
like, yeah, you want to work on an American base? None of us do, so please.
That's true.
Wow.
You know this. Spain is a lot more welcoming for outsiders than Italy,
Okay.
but that's it. It's
We're
worse.
only on
Yeah.
top of Italy. Oh, that sucks. I mean, you guys are welcome. I like having you guys here, but it's not up to me, really.
No, it's not up to you.
Yeah, but outside of like the military base in Japan, I heard it's like pretty hard to get a Japanese job. Like, I know this
Yeah.
from a TV
Oh.
show, so it's
Yeah, no,
I
it's
forgot
not
what
only
it's called.
hard. It's hard to quit a job in Japan. Japanese working culture is
Oh, yeah,
like
they shame you.
American working culture on steroids.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
They have a word from dying from overworking.
yeah.
There's a word for that.
People-
It's so common.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Businessmen pass out in bushes and like.
Oh, the drinking after work. That's also what I've seen pictures.
Totally true. When I was driving to work, going like "fuck yeah," poster man,
You see a
there
bunch
was
of-
Japanese men pouring out of the bar,
Damn.
stumbling,
Oh.
still in their suits from yesterday, going straight to the office.
Oh,
what,
wow.
what are they called? Salarymen. The
Yeah,
salarymen.
salarymen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love salary.
They exactly.
They're so
eat it up.
healthy. Yeah.
They love it so much they'll die for it. They'll
Yeah.
die for the salary.
I think
man.
it's because they end up as vegetables. You know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think if you're gonna live and work in Japan, working on an American military base is the best.
Yeah.
Probably the best.
Man, it's
it's-
wild that the U.S. dropped a bomb on Hiroshima and then set up their own base there.
This is ours now. We claim it. Yeah.
I went to the Peace Festival. I think it was like the 70th, or I don't know, whenever 2005 was. It
Yeah.
was like the 70th.
Well,
yeah.
60th, right? It was
60th.
45.
Sorry, yeah. I have math.
Close enough.
And it was fun. They warned everybody who worked on the base not to go to that.
Oh.
Like, don't go to that. You know. And I'm like, I'm gonna go because it's fun. You know, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
left wing,
Yeah.
concert. Like, look, it's fun.
I'm an outsider. I'm gonna ignore the political agenda and just have fun. Fuck
I had
it.
a great time. There's
Yeah.
lots of activities. You get to float lanterns down the river at
That's
night.
awesome.
Wait, why didn't they want you to go to that? Isn't it just like a peace celebration or what's it
Yeah,
called?
I guess they thought that, like, well, I can see
American-
why they don't want 18-year-old Marines going to that.
Yeah,
that
for
makes
sure.
sense. They're a little too hoorah
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a peace fest.
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Maybe they'll start it up again.
Yeah.
Is it my ADHD? But you were there in the military. Is that clear? I don't.
No, I went to art school. I went to
Oh,
Columbia
okay.
for photography. Columbia of Chicago.
Okay.
So that's why. I have to always say,
Yeah.
because if you just say Columbia, people are like,
disclaimer.
oh wow, New York, and I was like, no, not New York.
Or without our
For photography,
audience, they'll,
cool, man.
they'll probably
Yeah,
think
yes.
it's Latin America.
Yeah, or South America.
Colombia?
Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
Colombia and Bogota studying photography. A lot of.
Your family's a military family.
My brother is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were there photographing? Like, what were you doing?
I just went to visit him because he's an officer. He had a house that I could stay in, and like, you get access to the base.
That's
so
awesome.
because of the laws, they call them SOFA laws, Status of Forces Agreement. Because of those laws that they have there, I could get a job on base as just an American.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And you did what?
Your
like-
job was an American.
My
It's
job
just a
was
local
my
American.
job was cool. My job was I was a graphic designer.
No
Oh, cool.
way. For
Yeah.
the Army?
For Marine Corps Community Services, which is like a non-appropriated funds. We don't use taxpayer dollars. We use the money created from the exchange, the mall,
Yeah.
on base, and the other services
Oh.
that
Yeah.
pays our salaries. And they were very low salaries, but I was a very young.
Okay.
Gentleman.
And what did you do? Did you do posters or like
Did
what? kind of-
posters.
He did the "We Want You" poster.
I want you.
He's that
He did
famous.
we won poster. Like,
And he also did the women's one. What's that?
Yeah.
oh yeah, the feminists. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
The Rosie
Pin-up.
the Riveter.
Yeah, this guy's famous.
Yeah. I did all of them.
I'm
That's
familiar
awesome.
with your work.
I did a Matrix style paintball course poster that I
Wait,
was
what?
really proud
Hell
of.
yeah.
Matrix
so the
style.
Matrix was out in that time. That was 2004, 2005. So
Yeah.
I think the third one was like coming out. So
out.
the paintball range wanted a Matrix style poster of someone like dodging paintballs. So I photoshopped them a Matrix style
That's
poster.
awesome.
Oh,
And
cool.
I'm so proud of that. I worked so
If
hard
you still
on it.
have that, we'll put it up.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'll
yeah.
try to find it. It's buried in my
You should
file
get it.
somewhere.
That's awesome.
Is it true that like military people go and practice in paintball courses
Oh, yeah,
and
they love that
airsoft
shit.
and stuff?
Yeah.
But like they do as real training
and
or just
Call
for fun?
of Duty. Like the
Ooh.
barracks was a fun place to hang out. I had a lot of friends that were like just enlisted Marines or Seabees, which is a branch of the Navy that they fight and build.
Oh,
So they're like construction fighters.
Oh, so they destroy your house with a bomb, and they're like,
And
sorry
then they
about
rebuild
that.
it,
Yeah, you're good.
Sounds
We
so
put in an
manly.
arch for you.
sounds like the manliest job ever.
Yeah.
Construction fighters.
That's what my dad wanted me to be. Yeah, for sure.
It's the theme of the new Paw Patrol. I
So yeah,
think.
different,
Yeah, the new Paw Patrol.
Jesus Christ.
that's like a movie. Like different construction companies, like they get together and they fight or something, and it's like a whole
Construction
brawl.
fight.
That's just
Construction
China.
fighters.
It's just
That seems like it would be on like a macho network, like
It-
at 1
yeah,
a.m.
yeah.
like construction fighters only on A&E.
It exists in the world of the Warriors. I don't know if you ever saw that movie.
The Warriors,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's like
that's
an
probably
80s
like a
movie.
team in the Warriors. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And that's awesome.
Warriors.
And what was the plan at that point? Just be an artist, just travel around, get odd jobs, and just make money to do
when
art.
in
Japan,
or-
yeah, at that time around when you when you met your wife.
Japan was I was literally I just graduated from photography school, so I was just with my camera. I was like, I'm gonna go over to Japan, take a bunch of cool photos, and
Nice.
Yeah.
for as long as I can.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be about a year and a half.
Awesome.
And
And then
then I came back
US,
to
and then
Chicago
now-
and
And now you're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had your kids in Spanish, your kids are
Yeah.
Spanish? Nice.
yeah, and American.
Oh, they have the dual. Hell
full,
yeah.
full colonizer.
full colonizer.
Yeah, and how are you going about it with the languages? Like,
They're fine. They speak both.
Yeah.
do you guys speak to them? Like you and
It's a mix.
your wife?
I
Kinda a
speak
mix?
to them in Spanish sometime.
okay.
And they're like, no, that's not your language.
They literally they do.
Really?
But sometimes it's the opposite. My son the other day said, "Can you speak like mama?" And I was like, he's like, he's sped up with speaking English or something. I don't know. And he was like, look, can you just tell me this in Spanish? Because I don't have time for you, old man.
Papá, papá, papá.
Dejemos de tonterías, papá. This is enough, guys. But that's funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Where did Second City come up in that trajectory?
Okay, so Second City was about 2008, 2009. I had always been interested in comedy when I was a kid.
The market crashed, and you were like, improv. That's what's gonna.
The market crash wasn't bad for me. Like, I was fully employed. My wife, or my girlfriend at the time, was able to come back from Spain because of that.
Oh, yeah.
Because nobody was taking those visas.
Yeah.
Oh.
So normally those visas are gone in like a day. They're
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
there. In 2008, they were just up for grabs. So she was able.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna come over, and she
Yeah.
did.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, she got a visa. She came over. She became an art director at a toy company in Chicago,
Oh shit.
and we were having a great time.
So the 2008 crisis was great for you guys.
Good for me,
That's
Obama
wild.
was, running for president again.
He was.
My friend worked on that campaign. He got me VIP tickets
Oh.
to election night. So we
Yeah.
were.
You
I
watch
was-
him win live?
I watched him right in front of the stage.
Yeah, Obama's
shit.
from
In
Chicago,
Chicago.
right?
Yeah.
Or
Right.
at least he was
He w-
a politician in Chicago.
He
He's from
was.
Hawaii. Yeah.
And when I was in university, when I was in college studying photography, he was running for U.S. Senate. So he
Oh.
gave that anti-war speech in 2004 in Federal Plaza. I
Just
was
before
at
the
that. I
drones.
saw him. I was like, wow,
Oh,
this
wow.
guy is
This guy has potential.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I was working on the school newspaper at the time, so we had like a staff meeting, like who are we going to endorse? And there was this other guy who was running, and I was the only one who was like, I want to endorse that guy. And it was
No.
nothing to do with Obama. I just didn't know him very well at that point. It had entirely do with the guy's name was like "Hurt Us" or something. Like, and he was
Yes.
like, his slogan was like, "He won't hurt us." And I was like,
That's hilarious.
I'm like, I'm voting for that
he
guy
should have
'cause
been president.
He won't hurt us. Why
For
would
sure.
he lie?
Great slogan. Great slogan.
He wouldn't have done the drone thing. He couldn't hurt us.
But then I saw Obama speak at that rally, and I was like, wow, I made the wrong choice.
Make the wrong choice.
Oh, dude.
I remember when Obama was running for election, I became like a fan of his.
Me too. In Spain, he was huge.
Yeah.
You don't say.
When he
You don't say.
Dude, my mom is obsessed with the Obamas.
Yeah?
Like everything they put out, like Michelle Obama just put out like a book or something.
Yeah.
My mom has it on her Kindle and she's just rereading it. Like
Yeah.
she's
I think a
fascinated.
lot of people. That's the point of.
Obama.
That's the point of Obama of their
Everyone
campaigns.
loves
That's their point of their campaigns is for you to become a fan of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it worked. worked.
And also, Obama was like genuinely cool. Like he had a sense of humor. He was like quick with it.
That's the thing about like at least for me, someone that's not into politics a lot, but like I think for a lot of people is that just like the general vibe of a person says like goes a long way.
Oh yeah,
That's what
and
it
also,
is.
you guys in the U.S. vote presidents. So how much you like the president is important.
Means
like,
a lot.
In Spain, we vote for parties, and then
Right.
they do have a top candidate, but you do vote more.
But
for
the personality
Republican.
isn't just for presidents. The cult of personality goes for everything
Yeah.
you're electing.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
your congressman, your
You elect
state
judges,
representative,
which is wild.
judges.
Yeah.
When you have no idea about 90% of these people.
No.
That's
He's a
the
truck
funny
driver,
thing.
and he's like, "I'm gonna put the gays in jail," and some guy in Mississippi is like, "Hell yeah, brother!"
He said, "I'm for it."
Yeah, that's right. It sounds like more of a mature system to vote for the party because that's more of a realistic what you're actually voting for. Meanwhile, if you're voting just for the guy, like Trump it's the head of the operation, but behind him, that's what really matters. Whatever
Yeah.
goes behind him.
Yeah, Project 2025, the judges, all that.
Yeah. And so, yeah. I don't know where.
Anyway,
I
we're
was
talking
going
about Second City. We got derailed as we do.
Wait,
all the
Second
wait.
City
I was gonna
also.
ask. I don't know what Second City is for like to
Oh,
explain
Yeah,
it.
Second
Can
City
I ask you for a favor? Can you
is a
check
comedy
the
shop.
recordings
Like,
going on? Sorry.
yeah, it's all right. Just make sure it's not on slow mo.
Yeah, honestly.
Otherwise, I'll talk faster. You know? Second City is a comedy shop.
I want to reiterate the fact that on last podcast, Gabriel recorded the whole podcast on slow mo. We said that before the podcast, but I just want that to be on record.
It's my ADHD.
We're good. We're good.
Scientists and berry pickers have ADHD.
Made
and
it-
so does podcast
It was
hosts.
so funny when we had Michael here. He constantly was trying for Michael to diagnose him with ADHD. Like Michael would say something, and it was like, I do that too. Is that are we
Are we the same? Are we, I'm the same.
Are we brothers?
Yeah, you just want. Are we best friends right now?
I just want an excuse. I just want
he was
anything.
so desperate.
Yeah, I did the same thing when Sherwin was on. I was trying to make me black.
Oh
Like-
no, that's worse.
Anyway,
Did you vote for Trump? Because that would apparently
No, I
Make you Latino
I wish.
or-
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
anyway, so can we get back to Second City?
let's-
Sorry for my friend here.
Second City.
I'm
is-
autistic and ADHD. Sorry.
No, you're not.
Second City is an improv theater
Okay.
school. So like you can go there and take classes. They'll teach you how to do improv.
Here in Madrid, okay.
They'll teach you stand up as
No,
well.
not in Madrid.
Chicago.
In Chicago.
Chicago,
Okay.
Toronto. I think New York has one now.
Oh.
LA
It's
might
just
have
a
one.
huge deal because like huge comics went through that.
Okay. A lot,
Tina
in
Fey,
Chicago especially.
Yeah, Bill Murray I think went to Second City.
John Candy. I think
John
all
Candy.
of them really.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
A lot of
So,
SNL people.
A lot
went
of
through there,
SNL.
A lot of SNL.
it's
Lot
like
of
it's
it.
A lot of
A
SNL.
lot.
it's like you know, like how baseball has the minor league teams.
Yes.
It's like minor league for comedy, you know?
Yeah. It's how they
So-
prep you up.
Oh, it's like-
for,
And how is it? Like you sign up and then you do classes? Like
you
how's
pay
it
them
work?
and you do classes, and there's like 5 levels, and then after that you can keep paying them to keep taking classes. And what that does for you is it gives you shots to get on the stage. You get to
Oh.
try out if you
Got
keep
it.
paying them. And I paid them for, and I was just too broke to keep paying them.
Yeah, of
so,
course. Yeah.
you know.
To get into that.
Did you get on the
pyramid
stage
scheme.
ever? Or
The main stage, I tried out once for it, and it didn't go well for me. I mean, like, I don't think your first time is usually going to
No.
go well. So
no, you're too nervous. To
even
do
Harry
anything.
Potter couldn't do the fucking.
Patronus.
Patronus.
Yeah, Expectro Patronum.
Inspector
first time.
Patronum.
You just eat some chocolate and you come back and try again. But
Yeah,
I
eat
did
some
form a troupe with some friends that I did it with.
Oh, nice.
And,
Oh, cool.
And we went around because that's what most people do. So they take the
Yeah.
classes, they get to know the games and like the kind of things they make up, and then you
And
just go do
that
it.
took you to stand up, or was stand up like a later?
So then I stopped because life in the States is hard. It's just about working yourself to death
Yeah.
for not enough money, and you can't afford anywhere. And
2 weeks vacation.
Preach,
no,
brother.
not even.
Not 14
No,
days, right?
Like you don't take it all at one time, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the crazy thing. Like
Get a day for Christmas.
yeah, that's it. I worked with a girl who got pregnant and didn't elect to have the disability insurance.
Jesus.
And so because she didn't have disability, she didn't have any way to take time off for.
That is insane.
Dude,
So they allowed her, because by law you can take up to 12 weeks unpaid. They allowed her to take unpaid time off.
Oh,
And then
fuck.
she could come back to her job. Weren't they gracious for letting her?
Yeah, dude, it's wild that you guys.
job after having a
That's
kid?
wild that you guys don't have paid maternity leave. That seems like such a basic human right.
Most
Yeah.
of the
That's-
things. And I've man, my journey from like moving over here to realizing like everyone in America has Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh right.
They are all, and they all can't get past $30,000 a year. You know, like that's what you tell them you make in Europe, and they're like, nope, I can't, nope. I'd rather just die young here. You know?
it's such like a work hard, play hard mentality. Because when you go out in the States, it's just like get fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
At least that's how it was for me.
You keep saying your
Yeah.
friends are
Fucking
wealthy
hell.
and making moves. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like buying houses and stuff, and like
Yeah.
But I'm not. I realized later that like it comes from a very
Privileged.
specific perspective.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and even a lot of the people that are able to do that aren't really able to do it with money. They're able
No.
to do it with credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in
credit
shitloads
scores.
of debt,
Yeah,
you know,
fuck.
and it's stressful for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it was stressful for me, and I didn't even have much of it when I lived there.
It's
Yeah.
wild that you guys get graded as a person. Like you get like a C. You're a C person, so we're not gonna give you as much money as an A person.
Right.
That's
It's not
wild.
even that old, too. It's from like the 90s.
Yeah.
It's not like it's.
It's
For
like your-
always,
like your-
we
your
have
cre-
given people credit.
Yeah, you're talking about like your credit score, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
what's
yeah.
the max? Is it like 700 or something? What's it?
800,
800?
900, I don't even know.
Dude,
Fuck.
I'm so grateful to not have to worry about that. Like how
Dude,
reliable
Spain,
I am.
living
Me too.
life
I
in
haven't had
Spain.
to worry about that in 12 years.
Hell yeah.
I'm a soon-to-be parent as well, and I was paranoid because in Brazil, I think it's even shittier than the U.S. to become a parent and work. The work culture is very similar to the United States. And dude, here I'm learning throughout the process of the pregnancy what are my benefits as a parent, and it's so good. It's like surprisingly good, and I'm actually like,
You're gonna
oh,
get to be a father,
dude. I
Yeah.
get to be a father. I get to keep
which
my salary.
terrifies me. Don't get me wrong.
My company
Terrifies everyone,
They're
yeah.
excited
Yeah,
for me. They're like, "Oh hell yeah, you're gonna be a dad? That's awesome, dude.
I
We'll
just-
help you out." Like, yeah.
Don't make the same mistake I did, and be sure you ask for your lactation time.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
I'm milking this shit.
Oh,
All right. I'm milking the shit out of that. Yeah, 6 months, dude, total, because it's 4 leave, 1 lactancy, and then 1 vacation, right?
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
you
like
get-
2
you get
weeks
titty
of
time?
I
You ain't got no
2
time?
weeks of it.
Yeah.
but you got no titties. Like
And
ain't
you
got
get
no
2
titties.
weeks. You got no. You want
you get a
to,
week
but
for
still
titty.
2 weeks.
No, that's too much. That's too much titty time.
That's a little too much, honestly.
Yeah,
like
it's too much
that's
titty
that's a
time.
bit. I was like, I don't need that, but I'll take it. You know, I'll
You'll
take
take
it.
I
your
kind
titty
of felt
time?
that way
Yeah.
too, and I regret it. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I should have taken that. All you
Yeah.
out there, take your titty time.
Take your titty time, even if I had no titties. But it's great, and it also like the workload. We work a lot. I feel like Spain. That's a myth that people don't work.
No,
No,
we
I
do
work a
yeah.
lot.
There is
No
like, we
siesta,
work.
which is a thing like I've come up against Americans. They're like, so when is siesta during work? I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking
No,
about?
yeah.
You think we pull out a pillow at 3 p.m. and just
It's only for like retail businesses though. That does exist.
Oh, that
they,
doesn't.
they do
exist.
stop
Yeah.
for like a
They
bit.
go
yeah.
have lunch or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit, you know.
This is what I'll say. Like
that's yes, it's lunch.
Spanish companies are still to some degree competing with international companies, which are in those markets that work really hard. So you need to compete. People are working hard, but we have so many advantages because we get to take time off. You know?
Yeah.
And it's not frowned
We
upon. to
have
do it.
rights.
We have rights. Hell yeah.
I have rights for like the first time
Hey,
in my life. I
there
try
you
to
go.
explain these rights to Americans, and
Yeah.
they, like I said, they can't get over $30,000 a year. They're
They
like,
say, "What are you gay, dude? Stop it."
If you're like,
30,000? Are you gay? Like,
if you came in, you were tripping when Sherwin came up here. He must have been like double tripping. He was I mean like what?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, no. To be fair, Spain is a bit racist. So
Oh, yeah.
don't quote me on that.
I'm from America. I mean,
There are-
Yeah, that's true.
We just didn't elect a black woman for that reason.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's wild. Like every time you guys have put Trump against a woman, you're always like, nah. I think that's a big part of it. Honestly,
I
I think
have a-
Biden won because he was a man.
I have a theory, and it's a stupid theory, so bear with me.
You got the hat on.
But it's
Hey, and the T-shirt. Well,
I can
what are we
get some
talking about?
tinfoil too if you want.
I don't need a MAGA hat.
We'll paint it red.
And the theory is that our elections are like Taco Tuesday. You know,
I'm
Okay.
gonna sit in
2 for 1 special.
Talk
What's
about
going
it.
on here?
Taco Tuesday.
Margaritas?
and Taco Tuesday is a thing
Full of
white
shit.
people invented. You know, where you make the most bland, flavorless tacos ever. And all of our Taco Tuesdays have been the same. We got chicken tacos, unseasoned chicken, just boiled chicken in taco, tomatoes and lettuce.
Relax, Victor.
That was Victor.
I'm sorry.
Sour cream with no hot sauce or anything, just sour cream.
Ooh, sour cream's good.
It is good. And you don't get it in Spain.
There's nothing to spice
Yeah, you don't
it
get
up.
it in Spain. That's
So,
right.
like,
man.
I know.
Only sometimes.
For all of our history, we've had this type of taco, this bland white people taco, and then in 2008, we decided, let's try beef tacos with some seasoning in
Crazy.
that shit.
Okay.
Let's try some authentic.
Yeah.
Was there a
tacos
taco
here.
renaissance in the States?
Delicious. I don't know.
You're
really,
saying they got better, I assume.
No, he's talking about
No,
Obama.
That's
no,
the theory
this is
about the.
This is the election.
This
So
is an
the tacos
analogy.
are our presidents.
Yeah.
Right,
2008 season tacos.
Dude,
Obama.
I was literally only
Obama.
thinking about
Beef
tacos. Literally, I was like, damn.
Think more
This guy is
racist about
really
what
into
I'm
tacos.
saying here,
Yeah,
right?
I didn't realize.
White people.
You thought he was just going on a rant about tacos.
I thought he was talking about the taco scene. Literally, like.
Oh,
So
dude, I
much
love
information
you.
about
I love
the
you so
Tuesday
much.
taco scene
Okay,
in
so
the US.
2008, we got the
Beef
black
tacos,
taco.
right?
Yeah,
We
yeah.
tried something different for
Yeah.
once,
Black
and it
beans.
was fucking awesome. It was great.
good.
As much as some of the people who really wanted those same old boring white tacos
Yeah.
were, upset and
Yeah.
wanted to go back, it was great.
Yeah.
And so then 2016 rolls around, and we're like, let's try something different. And we're like, how about fish tacos?
And everyone
Right?
was like,
They're
gross.
The Republicans
They're
were
good.
like, no. What about boiled tinga? Right? It's just like orange chicken.
Yes.
Like we'll put something in the
Some
boiled
Cheeto.
chicken
Yeah.
to make it a different color.
Yeah.
And so instead of fish tacos, we went for that shit.
For that shit. Yeah.
And then the next election, we went like, that was bad. That gave us an upset
Yeah.
stomach. Let's go back to the boring
The
white people
orange is
taco.
too much.
And a Viking was like, no, I want the orange taco.
We'll have a little bit of the beef on the side,
This is like a children's story for Mexicans to help understand the United States.
for who they've just voted for, really.
Mijo, look, there's two tacos. Mijo, wait.
It could be a
the
whole
title is Let's Taco About Politics.
Hey, you're on fire today, man.
You're on
Yeah, right.
fire today.
No, not for me. Not
Yeah.
for me. No.
So instead of that, this time around we went for fish tacos again. We're doing
Yes.
it. Fish tacos. I swear it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
And they are. They're
It
better.
can be. Yeah, it can
They're
be.
better than you when you hear about them.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
yes, they're
excited.
actually
There's some tacos Rodrigo. If there's the best fish tacos around, but yes, continue.
Yeah, we should call them tacos Rodrigo instead of fish tacos. 'Cause that's the whole fucking problem.
Exactly.
So we go, no, okay, let's try fish tacos again, and somebody comes up and is like, no. Remember those tacos we had in 2016? I shit them out onto a tortilla. We're gonna have those again,
Recycle them.
and that's what we chose.
And they're older.
Hey,
and a
And
bit
they're older.
Yeah.
And
They're the oldest tacos you've ever
They-
had.
they
we
are the
still
oldest
don't
tacos.
want
Yeah.
fish tacos.
the
right?
fish taco is Andrew Yang because he's Asian. What is it? What is the point? I don't get what the fish
The
is.
fish tacos
Hillary
are women.
Clinton.
Are
It's the women?
Yeah,
Because
it's even
they-
more
Maybe you should call
sexist.
them-
And
yeah.
I was trying to be as
All right.
sexist and racist.
No, but you should have gone with clam tacos or something even more explicit. Just we're getting clams in the White House.
Clam is the one that
Clams.
he should use.
There you
Yeah.
go. No, but that's a good bit. That's genuinely a really good bit.
It's a great
That's
bit.
what I was gonna do that on election night, but I got caught at the lab.
Man,
so
Oh. Did Adrian do something like you and Adrian are very like similar comedically?
Politically driven.
Adrian did well that night. So
Yeah?
that was good. And there were a couple of new people that I was happy to see.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Yeah, it's a very young scene and it's like renewing. Like,
I
a lot of
love
new
it. I
people.
love it.
Yeah.
Man. It's good. It's
How
good.
often are you doing your sets?
I was doing twice a week. I was going to every open mic.
Oh, nice.
And then I just started offering myself up to Sherwin and his shows.
Damn.
As people
All
do,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
They offer themselves to Sherwin.
I mean,
got it.
I'm a parent, so I don't have a
It's
lot of
hard
time.
to-
It's hard.
And Sherwin's shows are very late. It's hard to manage the.
And that's actually not too bad for me because
Oh.
I can stay up later as long as I can put my kids to kind of sleep and then get out. It's
Yeah.
easier than
Yeah.
like leaving early and letting my wife do all the work for the night.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
weird time frame for you that's like, oh, the kids aren't yet asleep, and
Yeah, I kind of wish some of these shows were a little later.
Later.
You know?
Oh,
Little
first time I've seen
disappointed
a
in
parent
Spain
do that.
because they're like, we're so late partying
Yeah.
and like.
This
it's
is
a Tuesday, dude. We have to work. It's not
Taco
like,
Tuesday. This is
Taco
more of a selfish question for me. Is it hard to keep going with comedy with a family, or is like
because I
manageable?
started when I already had the family.
Oh shit!
Like I don't
Right.
know what it's like. I tried to get into this about a year ago or so before they had the club.
Yeah.
And I had messaged them. I was going to come up and kind of try out or whatever they were doing at the time. And right that day, I had a bike accident. Like a really
shit.
bad one. I
Oh,
wasn't
shit.
wearing a helmet.
Oh, no.
And my head hit first.
Oh, no.
I'm kind of lucky to be here. Kind of
Holy
because
Maybe,
shit.
dude, I'm just gonna say that maybe you're not neurodivergent. Maybe you just hit your head really fucking hard on the pavement.
Was it a BC?
I think that
Mag?
actually just fixed my neuro.
Yeah, you're like,
oh, there we go.
I get homework now. I get it. I can do it. Sit me down, teach.
Hits his head.
Send
Get
an email.
up.
Look at that.
Yeah. I need to pay
I'm
my
being
taxes.
so productive.
Reset to manufacturer settings.
You're like handsome Squidward.
Did you? Was it on a BC Med, like one of those electric ones, or
No, I have a bike.
You're a bike rider.
I bought my own. It's this giant bike. It's called a Mate X, which has got these big, thick motorcycle tires.
Okay.
And these big old shocks. And the thing is,
Are they the ones that they're exaggeratedly thick, like the big ass tires that I see?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah,
That's
I love it.
hot. That's
I love it.
That's
It's my favorite part of the morning and the afternoon is riding my bike to work and being as dangerous as I fucking can. I need the dopamine to
dude.
get through
Bicycle
life.
riders are like the most. They respect nothing.
No.
Like I've seen them
none.
run red lights, just
Yep.
like go onto the pavement and they're back on the street, and I'm like, dude, you're so vulnerable.
Yeah.
and they're just like
I get
I'm
mosquitoes
very
of
vulnerable
traffic.
on that thing, and
yeah.
I've had accidents. And I need to slow down, but my ADHD is like,
Just-
go faster.
You can do it. So how'd the accident happen? Did someone hit you?
The
or
accident
like,
happened. No, I was being an idiot. The accident happened because I was trying to change into the bus lane, and I hit the blue barrier that separates the bus lane.
no.
So it I don't know. I wasn't going that
Wait,
fast.
what?
It's like hitting a
20
parked
kilometers
car.
an hour.
Yeah.
I was.
What do you mean? Though?
tipped over?
You didn't
Brother,
see the
that's a
thing?
stationary object.
Yeah,
That's
Yes, it is. I thought
it's
I
very
had
bright.
more time
It's
to
like-
make the change.
Like when he
And-
said he had an accident, I felt bad for him. But now he's
No,
saying
it's
he
my
drives
fault.
like a lunatic, and
I
he
drive
hit
like
a
a lunatic.
standing object. You know, it's all right. It's your
my
fault.
fault entirely. Do not feel bad for me at home. This is a cautionary tale.
Yeah, you almost died because you tripped over yourself. What happened?
You, can we
Oh,
get
sure.
a refill over here?
Of course.
yes. You want a refill,
Yes,
Charlie?
I would. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's
So
and then-
I was.
so then
that
you were
was the
out for
day
a
I was
while?
gonna
Yeah.
go. I was gonna go
Oh,
try out for
no.
them. So I was like, I'm sorry to do this to you, but I just
You were
had
on the
an
floor
accident.
like, guys.
I was in the ambulance actually.
Oh, shit.
I was in the ambulance. And then, like a true American, the ambulance is like, well, do you want to go to the hospital? And I was like, do I need
To
to
pay?
go to the hospital?
Oh.
And they're like, no. And I was like, well, then no. I'll just go on my way. And
I'll go do a comedy show.
I locked up my busted ass bike, and then I came back later to get it. But
Wow.
you know,
Fuck,
And but what happened to you? Were you just bleeding all over the place?
I hit my head, so that was here was bad. The bridge of my nose was a little
Fuck.
bit bleeding. It was not as bad as I've got a very hard head apparently. My feet were more fucked up. Like I bent my toes, and like those were
fuck.
fucked up for a long time.
Yikes.
And then like just parts of me
Damn,
were not in
Charlie.
a good spot.
Damn, Charlie.
Yeah.
Sometimes I drive a car a lot because my company gave me a car, unwanted, because having a car in Madrid's so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's good. And the bike riders here in Madrid are so annoying. But
I
I
am.
do feel sometimes like super like, I could run you over. Like I feel like
do.
I get the
like-
intrusive thought, yeah, for sure. Dude,
Yeah.
I just fell on a city bike for the first time like a week ago.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
it was raining heavily.
There's so
Yeah,
many
it's when it
city
happens.
noises
Yeah.
right now too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
there's
really-
Oh, now a helicopter. Come,
Yeah,
on,
that's
come
wild.
on, man.
like something clearly happened. Like,
We're in the thick of it.
Somebody
yeah.
on a city bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about falling on city bikes, and they're like, "Where?" But yeah, I fell on a city bike, so it was raining, and I had a downhill thing, and I was with my friend. He was behind me, and I had like a water bottle in my sweatshirt pocket because we were coming from a boxing class, and
While you were riding your bike,
what?
you had the water bottle
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your.
yeah. While
That's
I'm
a
riding
bad
the bike.
place for a water bottle.
Yes, I'm about to explain why.
Yeah.
So I go to turn, and I hit like the white stripe in the middle of the street, and that's very slippery when it rains.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my back wheel just gives out on
Oh.
me, and I just fall on my side. And then my bottle breaks, and I get up and I'm just dripping, and my friend sees me, and before I ask him if I'm okay, he says, "Huh, your water broke." And I was like, "Okay, good one."
That's a good one.
Yeah. But I was fine.
Your head is bleeding.
Yeah.
You're not moving.
And I'm writing it down for my stand-up. I'm like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's like, have you seen the video of the kid? I don't know if he's like a streamer or something like that. He gets in a huge accident, and then he's in the car with his friend. He has like a fucking green Lamborghini too. It's a big accident. He's driving and he's on his phone, looking at his like phone or texting or something, and then he gets out of his but they're recording the whole thing. He gets out of his car, and his friend's like bleeding out of his head and like barely crawls out of the car. He's like, "Dude, film this. Are you okay? Film me." Like,
No.
And he's like, "Bro, I just got in an accident."
Oh, dude.
It was wild, dude.
That is really funny.
You guys should see this video. It's fucking crazy. Yeah,
That is entertaining, if anything.
dude.
You know what? Quick change of subjects because I just remember this. I'm going to London next week.
Oh,
Have you guys performed in London ever?
never.
No.
No?
No.
I'm trying to, and it's really hard.
Really?
Like, there's not a lot of mics.
No,
Like, meaning
it
that
must.
for open mics for us, you know?
No, yeah, it must be hard getting a spot because London is a very like big city with like a big scene.
Yeah, but
so-
I would think it would be so big there would be plenty of
Exactly.
opportunities. Chicago, you can get 3 open mics in a night.
Yeah.
You know, and
okay.
they go like some of them are like anybody who wants to goes up. Like I was at
Really?
one, 23 people signed up, 23 people went
Perform?
up.
What?
It's fucking nuts.
How long did the show go for?
Hours. Like
That's not.
it was just in a bar. No, it was terrible.
bunch of open
I would
micers.
definitely not.
A
No
heroin
offense to the
addict.
people who organized it, but dude, cull
Oh,
your
wow.
list a bit.
Yeah.
The last person must be performing in front of like 4 people or something. I don't.
I mean, the whole thing was, you know, it was just people at a bar. Nobody
Kind
was
of a
really
party,
coming
kinda.
for
Right.
the comedy show
Yeah.
besides the 23 comics that were there.
which is a good audience number.
Yeah.
It's enough people to get a show going.
It's
But-
it's good enough. I
but-
talked to a guy there from New York, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Isn't New York better for comedy than Chicago?" And he's like, "No, Chicago's where you come to get good
Spots.
And I
Right.
understand that because of how many opportunities. So
Oh.
one of my complaints here is that there's just not enough time on stage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like there needs to be more.
There's
Especially
not
for
enough
English,
mics.
yeah. If you're doing just English shows, like you have the Lab, you have Mike DeMonte shows, you have Sherwin, you
Yeah.
have Crack, and that's about it. Like
that's
Sylvia
it.
Sparks, maybe.
Yeah, but
she does it once every 3 months.
And even the lab is a dedicated comedy lab, but it's only open for shows. There's
Yeah.
no like bar comedy scene,
Yeah,
you know,
no.
like where there's a bar that you can go to and there's a stage and at any
That's
time
the
of
other
day you can
thing,
get
yeah.
up.
no,
I-
that's for the locals. That's
in
for
London,
the Spanish people.
I'm noticing most places are like restaurants / comedy clubs as
Yeah.
well. Like there's a bunch of those, you know.
Well,
you
yeah,
go
that's
to
how
have a
they
dinner.
get most of their money.
Yeah, I
Like,
imagine so.
Yeah, because like I tried running a show for a bit, and normally the agreement is you get the door, and then the bar gets all the drinks and all the
Oh,
food money.
right.
So that's how they have to get their take, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised. I'm not gonna be able to perform. Obviously, I texted a guy that has shows there, and I was like, "Oh, do you give me any tips?" And he's like, "Dude, it's too short notice." It was like 2
Right.
weeks in advance. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
he's
shit.
like, no, it's a month.
Yeah.
Like you need to organize it for a month. And he was like, and there's a club now there that is called Top Secret Comedy Club, which is apparently new, and it's
Nobody knows about it.
Nobody knows about it. They're saying it's better than the Comedy Store in terms of like quality comedians. I'm
Oh, really?
excited to go
Cool.
and see, and I'll come back with some stories.
This is in London, right?
Yeah.
London.
And
Yeah.
where are you going to London for work or? Are you going
No,
for-
it's what they call a baby moon now. Like, do you need to pay money to go for a trip before the baby's born? And I think it's ridiculous. And
Oh.
I was gonna say I love you and Barbara, but you guys are so American in the way you celebrate every single
it's
thing.
ridiculous, dude. And I told her it makes no sense.
yeah, this is a Barbara idea.
We
for
need to
sure.
save money.
But also the way you phrase it, it's like you need to pay money.
Yeah, that's a very dad thing to do. Like you go like, Dad, I want to go to camp, and he's like, how much does it cost?
Dude, it's so annoying because like there's so much pressure, and people do be asking about where are you going on your baby moon. I'm like, dude, I don't have the money. And
Who's
they're
that?
like,
No one's asking. No one's asking.
in my work they are, and then
In your
like,
work, but they're Spanish.
Yeah, but this is a new thing. Do you
Making
know
this
about
shit
this?
up.
Do you,
No,
have you heard
I-
about this?
no.
No, I've never heard about this. I'm not
Baby
pregnant.
moon, dude. And then all my
Baby
friends
Moon?
are like, you need
Baby
to
Moon
go.
sounds like a folk singer from the 70s. Like Baby Moon.
Baby
have you,
Moon's
have you heard
actually
the
a
latest
dope,
Baby Moon?
Yeah, dope like indie band.
Yeah.
name.
On this baby moon. You know
Actually,
that
there's a Spanish and very famous one that says it's called Son of the Moon. and it goes "Hijo de la Luna." So yeah,
All right.
great song. Look it up.
But anyways, there's a bunch of money that's going before the baby's born, and the baby is gonna be expensive.
The baby's gonna come out nothing, no furniture for him, and he's gonna look up, and you're gonna be like, "Dude, the baby moon."
We went to London though.
Babies, like, they don't need much furniture.
You're right.
Just a crib or
just a crib, a little bouncy chair.
That's
it.
it.
Like a changing table. Like there's.
It
not
wasn't
much.
a lot.
We get more stuff. It's mostly for us, you know.
Oh,
like the rocking
sure.
thing is so you don't have to be there constantly.
Yeah.
It's for you, not the baby.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
he
he's
loves
right.
it. No, he loves it.
you're like on the TV. He's like, "No, he loves it." The baby's like, "What?"
I wish I could stop bouncing for a second.
The baby's like, "Give me a break." You're like, "No, my show's on."
Unpopular opinion: having a baby in Spain is not that expensive. It's not that crazy.
It's not.
Yeah.
I think that's a very popular.
It's an opinion.
Is it a popular opinion?
opinion.
especially with Americans.
Yeah, dude. It's also opinion I never talk about with anyone.
All right.
Yeah.
It's an
Fair enough, yeah.
unwanted opinion is what it is.
Yeah.
No one wants
No one
this.
asked.
No.
No one asked.
No,
No.
that's cool. Like-
Unsolicited.
By the way,
opinion.
is your baby gonna be Spanish or is he gonna
Yeah.
have the double thing?
Oh, by the way, I can tell the name of the baby now.
Oh, what is it?
Can I announce it?
Wait,
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
I know it or no?
No, I don't think you do. I was gonna tell you Thursday that we went out for beers.
Angelina.
And then I forgot.
Without me?
Renata.
All right. So it's not that big of a deal. It's a Portuguese name.
But what a shitty drum roll.
Yeah,
It sounded more like
It sounded-
masturbating
I was
than
gonna say, it sounded like I was beating.
Show me that baby dick. Come on.
Come on, tell me the name of the baby. Tell me the name of the baby. Oh,
I'm
that's
so fucking
gross.
excited. Oh my god.
All right. It says Caetana.
Hey,
Cayetana.
Not with a Y. Caetana.
Caetana.
you had
Oh, dude.
I love it because it sounds like a Street Fighter character.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Caetana.
kinda.
You know what, my brother?
Caetana.
It sounds like a female Jedi. You know, Caetana.
Sort of, also, yeah. But like you know the story with
Or-
Cayetanos in Spain. You know?
Yeah,
what that
we know.
means?
No, I don't.
It was kind of because of that.
Really? You wanted
Because
to be
like we
posh?
wanted a posh name for the
Oh.
baby in Madrid because it's funny for us to be like a posh baby from a non-posh couple and a Brazilian immigrant couple too, and we're not from Spain, and we were like, if it was a boy, it was gonna be Martin, which is
Oh,
really
that's
posh
good.
too, and if for a girl, we were like Catalina, something with the C, sounds nice.
I mean-
And then Barbara was like, it couldn't be Cayetana, right? And I'm like, no, Cayetana sucks. And then she's like, what about Caetana without the Y? And then we looked for in Brazil, and there's only the masculine name of that
like
in Brazil.
Caetano Veloso.
Caetano Veloso, which is one of my favorite singers in Brazil. And I was like, yo, that's actually a great idea.
Cayetana.
I like it.
Caetana. Kai.
Oh, did you guys
Guy.
make it up? Like, there's no feminine version of it.
In Spain, so it turns out it's a Galician name. It's from Galicia. And
Oh.
there is a bunch of Caetanas in Galicia.
Man,
but
oh,
that's
really?
it. Yeah,
Oh,
but that's
shit.
it. In Portugal and Galicia, and that's it.
Okay, so just a bit of cultural context. Okay, so posh people in Spain.
Yeah.
This song came out like 3 years ago called "All My Friends Are Called Cayetano" because Cayetano is a very typical posh name in Spain.
Yeah.
And now it's gone to a point where just to say posh, you say Cayetano.
Yeah.
So you say someone's posh, you say he
So
is
you
a
don't say
Cayetano.
pijo anymore.
You
say-
do, but like all the pijos are Cayetanos.
Yes.
That's sort
Yeah.
of like the.
But it's kind of confusing because it sounds like Cayetano is someone that hangs out on the streets a lot. You know, like, it's like-
Oh, I never thought about
that's
that.
why it
Yeah.
confused me at first.
Me
yeah.
too. I thought it
On the
was
streets.
the opposite at
Oh,
the
yeah, it's
beginning.
Kaye.
Oh, I never thought about
Cayetano.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's
But-
why your baby's gonna be expensive because the posh
Maybe it's 'cause
baby.
they own the streets.
Hey, listen. Yeah, that's right. Listen,
Cayetana.
it's fun for me.
That's actually a
No,
beautiful name.
Caetana.
It is
Kai-
Caetana.
Kai
Caetana.
or Kai?
C-A-E.
Kai.
Tana.
Cayetana, yeah.
Caetana.
That's a good name.
Caetana. I think
Yeah.
it's nice. It sounds nice. Sounds like a
And it's
Do you
very
have any
short about
puns
Kai.
for it yet?
Kai. What?
Any puns? Any puns?
No, dude. What are you talking about?
Come on,
Am I the only one
get
who's like,
some
I'm gonna name my
puns,
kid
man.
after puns?
You're a dad, dude.
Because I named my daughter Vera because it was a very good name.
Oh, that's awesome. I like
Yeah.
that one. Vera. That's awesome.
He really is a dad. You can tell.
We
It's
were
like a-
thinking about Vega with a G, which we also like.
I wasn't because
Vega.
that's is a Street Fighter character.
That is actually a Street Fighter character.
I was also thinking.
Kinda
Is that the green
Wolverine
one?
claws,
Yeah.
right?
Is that the green one? The ogre?
No,
oh, that's
no,
ogre.
No, no.
That's,
Also, that might be Tekken.
that's Blanca.
No, Vega's the one with the
Blanca.
mask.
But he's
Blanca,
green.
yeah.
He's not fucking white. You know?
Which is also
I'm gonna
a
call this one
Spanish name.
Blanca.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Blanca. Blanca could also be a Spanish name.
Yeah.
No, it
Blanca.
is like my.
It's a very
my-
common Spanish name.
My aunt is named Blanca.
But we were
And
also
she can't eat fish, apparently.
Oh, shit.
Because she's got the anisakis.
Another name we were thinking about is Johnny Cage. No, I'm just joking. No, but that's it.
Ryu.
So that's the Ryu. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the name. Yeah, I know people are gonna be shocked. My dad hated it. My dad was because Caetano Veloso is a famous bossa nova singer, famously left wing as well, super left wing. He had a gay phase. He has a bunch of kids, and he's like,
Wait. What do you mean he had a gay face?
because he was gay for a while, famously gay for a while.
And then he was like, nope.
No, and then he's like, I'm not gay anymore. He made a big point of like,
an anti-coming out party. No, I'm going back in.
I am unfucking all those buttholes right here now.
it was those generation of artists like Mick Jagger that like makes out with the guy was like, I'm not gay, I'm a womanizer. You know, those types of like 80s. And then like my dad is super
The
right wing.
straightest party is just like beers on the table. He's like, this is the anti-gay.
Yeah, like
What Diddy tells himself, you know.
he's so straight. He went in like
He went in. He crossed the trash hole.
I tried it, not for me. Now I'm gonna do
I
country
gave
music.
it a good decade or two, and I'm just
Not
you know
for
what?
me.
No.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's Caetano Veloso. That's my daughter's name. And then my dad was like, if you name your daughter Caetana, she's gonna be born left wing and gay. I don't want that for you. I'm like, Jesus, Dad. All right.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. Can you imagine if your daughter actually has a gay face and she's like, you know what? No, Dad.
Not for me.
And you're like, I knew it. I could. Yeah, you know, we knew that was gonna happen.
It's in the name.
You're gonna get wild in college. Oh
Remember,
wow.
not too long ago, there was that comic in Madrid who got attacked on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
by
yeah.
the guy because he made the joke about his son being gay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna fuck a bunch of black dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't help thinking like I wouldn't mind that. You know what I mean? Because if my
That's his-
son's gay and
that's
he's
his
got a
decision.
black husband, you know. and
Yeah,
I'm-
but that's-
then yeah, he comes with a big black bank account.
Yeah.
No black gay dudes are poor. Like it's just not a thing.
Okay.
But I wouldn't want that for my daughter. And it's just gonna sound horrible, but bear with me here.
You're on
'Cause
your.
I have a lot of lesbian friends, and to my lesbian friends, I would like to just mention I love you. This
But,
is nothing
yeah.
personal, but I can't help notice. But
Nah.
most of you get divorced.
Yeah, but
all right,
lesbians
many
get divorced.
times.
Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't work.
It's gay men are happy together.
But I feel-
Yeah.
okay.
Gay means happy. They're happy.
Yeah.
I'm
They-
gonna say something that I think is fair to say. I think lesbians jump into relationships very fast.
Yeah, the joke is, what do they bring on a first date?
A moving truck.
A U-Haul.
Yeah.
Oh
Exactly, a
shit!
moving
Really?
truck.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I
And
didn't know that was a thing.
It's
What
fucking
the fuck?
true. They
and
go
do you know
right
what?
in.
You know what a gay guy brings to the second date? What second date? That's a Mateo Lane joke.
Really?
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I love
Oh,
it.
that's
Dude,
funny.
Mateo Lane's really good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the guy that punched the other guy is not because he's thinking straight. Like he's just
Dude, he's a Nazi.
He's a
Oh,
Nazi.
no, he's
first
a Nazi.
of all,
I know
Yeah.
I did that. I just wanted to make the
Oh,
joke
okay.
about how all my lesbian friends get divorced.
Yeah.
You know, the only lesbian friends I have that didn't get divorced are the one where one of them turned into a man.
Oh,
For real. I have at least
is awesome.
3 lesbian friend
Divorced
couples.
friends.
I photographed a wedding when they were both women, and today, more of a man than I am.
Jesus.
Hell yeah.
I would also like to say that right now, men are more welcoming to transgendered men. I think
Yeah,
that
I think
women
so.
are
Women to
welcoming to
transgender
trans women. Like,
Well, J.K.
I think if
Rowling
you
is a
want to be a
blade,
man,
Yeah.
come on into this lonely, fucking, miserable existence,
You're gonna get depressed and you're gonna tell no one about it. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
see like trans women hanging around a group of women.
You do, you
usually.
do.
You do?
Yeah, a friend of mine is
You
going.
just
I don't know.
you do because you can't fucking tell. That's what all the people who hate trans people are pissed off about. They
All right,
can't
you're
fucking
right.
tell.
That's true. I think
don't
it's
know.
funny when like a very transphobe guy is like, "You'll never be a woman," and they're saying that to a trans man,
Oh.
and the trans man is like, "Oh, thanks." You know? Like, I appreciate that.
Thank
In
you.
the meantime, there's nothing better to do than that transphobe guy wants to do than fuck his wife or girlfriend in the ass.
Hell
And
yeah.
It makes no fucking sense. It's like, dude, just be into trans.
Yeah.
We're
women.
getting
Like, I
off the rails.
I don't know. I don't know if I gave you the right hat or the wrong hat.
Yeah, either right hat. I went on.
I can't tell you.
I tried.
He's going.
If I
on
was
a-
wearing that hat, I'd be talking about, going fishing.
Yeah, you're the person for whatever hat you're wearing.
I would that
Imagine.
is ADHD to a T. We mask.
We mask.
We mask.
really well.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's called being a fake.
Yeah.
Also,
fakest.
I was gonna say about that. I do think when my daughter is like older, I think like gender and just like sexual activities are either we have a war and it's gonna go the other way, but I think everything's gonna just be open.
It's all gonna be.
I
Like,
think it's
nobody's
just
gonna give a shit anymore.
people will be just fucking.
Yeah, they won't get that impression from this podcast, but yeah.
For sure.
They turn into Paul's speeches. You know the movie Paul, where
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the alien?
He's like, I fuck everybody.
Yeah, that's an awesome movie, by the way.
Yeah, it's
Seth
awesome.
Rogen, I think.
It is.
Oh, you know,
Seth Rogen
it's
voices the
Simon-
alien.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is the alien.
It's the alien.
Yeah.
You know, a
Simon
piece of
Pegg.
news that bummed me out. Seth Rogen and James Franco are no longer friends. I know this is.
That didn't bum me out. It's been coming for fucking years. Dude, they haven't been friends for like over 5 years.
That's surprising.
They haven't done any
Dude,
movies together. That's
James
a
Franco got
bummer.
accused for sexual assault from like 6 women that were part of his comedy classes.
Oh,
Like,
did he?
yeah.
But it's James
fuck.
Franco, dude.
I feel like
I mean, honestly,
if Donald Trump can be president,
Yeah.
James Franco be friends with Seth Rogen.
Dude, but I'm gonna say James Franco had that like art teacher vibe where he like goes up to the hot like women in class and he's
Exactly.
like, "Let me help you."
Yeah.
He had like the scarf.
He's
and he
like
went
a
to he went to
douchebag, like-
50 universities and he was like, "No, I'm just taking a class."
I'm just taking a class, the girliest class in this university.
I'm
I'm
just
taking
taking
that
a
class.
Where do the hot women go and take classes?
There's
I'm going to Hot Women Studies 101.
I'm going to bimbo studies.
There's a famous photo of him sleeping in class in NYU. Yeah.
Really? Oh.
I don't know, dude. I bummed me out because I grew up on their friendship, kind of.
Pineapple Express was a formative movie for me.
For sure.
I mean, it is sad to see people like drift apart for that
Yeah.
reason, because it doesn't seem like it's them drifting apart. It seems
No.
like the world wants you to be like, you can't be friends with them anymore.
Exactly.
And that seems
But also,
weird.
like, it'd be weird.
Exactly.
Like, if let's say, like, any of you guys gets accused, I'd be weirded out. I'd be like, wait, what? Like,
That's
could I
my
not tell?
point. I kind of would lean towards my friend and be like, "What do you did that?" Like, unless it was like really gruesome and really weird.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
I don't
But I
think
feel like
I'd
James
feel
Franco
responsibility over that, and I think that kind of shows like, well, I feel like responsible for this now, so I'm gonna break off the.
Yeah, but that's
Like-
maybe we don't know a bunch about the story. Maybe
And
we
Wait,
know
actually,
it's-
yeah,
Pato,
I'm
what-
talking about it as an outsider. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
about
Like,
it.
what did he get accused of? Do you know? Or-
Yeah, he got accused for asking for sexual favors to get higher up in his like comedy classes.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a bad one.
But
That is a
but again, I
But also like
I wanna
underage. They were
reward
like
that by
17
being
years
like,
old.
Take
Oh.
pity on this man.
yeah.
Damn. And
Poor
also,
guy,
like,
yeah.
to be fair, James Franco comedy classes, who was coasting off Seth Rogen.
Or maybe it was acting classes. Actually, that makes more sense. So
I think
sorry,
acting
it was
classes
probably
make
acting
way
classes.
more
Yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah.
I think it's
Comedy
poetry
classes.
though, because he did do a bunch of poetry university studies. Isn't poetry so lame? Do we agree?
I don't know. You do rap.
Says the man that
basically
writes poetry.
with a beat.
I
I
thought
do-
so until Amanda Gorman, and then I was like, damn, that's okay. She
Amanda
has a
Gorman.
good flow, you know. And there's not much different between poetry
don't
and
know,
and
dude.
And
hip-hop.
rap and
No,
and
there
any
is.
music.
There is.
There's like there's a lot of similarities. Also, anything can be not lame. Like there's lame poetry, but there's also not lame
Not
poetry.
lame
check
poetry.
out Ren, that UK.
I think it's
Yeah.
kind of lame.
I
I mean,
He has
he's
two
a bit.
great songs.
No, I like the song.
good songs, but he has good like
Hi, Ren.
spoken word poetry too.
Yeah, the
You like it? Yes.
No.
seashells. He sells seashells on the sea.
Yeah,
shore.
it's from the High Ren song. High Ren.
That's
Yeah.
really
When
good.
he talks to himself. Yeah.
No, that's not the. Is it? Is that the one from?
Yeah.
I like. No, he's good, but like I
that's
follow
poetry,
him.
you know?
But this like 1 out of 2 posts of his is cringy. You know,
Sure.
one is really good, and the other's like, all right, you white weirdo talking
No,
about.
I see what you mean.
without
I
his
like
shirt
for
on.
example, Ren. Even though I really like that song, High Ren, and I rate it, but like I can only have so much of him.
Ren, yeah.
Like very small doses of Ren. Very small doses. If I listen to more than 2 songs of Ren, I'm like, oh fuck. Too
Yeah,
much.
it's like
Okay.
he makes good points. He has punchy like phrases, but every so often he says like, "I'm suffering so much," and you're like,
It's just very self-aware.
Relax.
It's like
Yeah.
very self-aware of how like depressed and how mentally unstable he is, and he always references it. And it's like,
But that
like,
can get
alright.
tiring, right?
Yeah, it can get a
like
bit
somebody
tiring, but-
just
yeah.
like hitting.
But he's
you
a good
over the
artist.
head
He's a
with-
good artist for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out.
No,
to
no,
him.
he's great. He's a great rapper. What's the other one that he has that is really good? High Ren is one, and the other.
That's the only one that I remember the name of the song.
He's got that one where he's on the streets of London. and
Yeah,
he's
that
Oh yeah,
talking
he's playing
about-
like there's
yeah.
kids playing like football in the background.
Yeah, and that one has a really good flow. That's like a solid song. And he's got this new one that I made a
that's
joke
the
on
bit-
the other day because I was like, I knew what he was doing, but like I thought it was funny even then, so I made the joke. But it was it's him in like this Beastie Boys type of like video where they're doing
That
the
was
low
lame.
shot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh look, it's the Weasley Boys, you know.
The Weasley boys. Yeah, it's lame.
But you know, I mean, like
it's kinda lame.
It's art, you know. It's
Yeah.
not all your art's gonna be the best thing ever.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
As
should
a-
know that best.
As a white rapper myself,
one of the whites.
I actually have a really cringy song that I'm working on, and I like it, but I'm never gonna post it.
What a phrase! There's a really cringy song that I'm working on.
It's
Dude,
awful.
Make it uncringy. What
I
the fuck
cannot.
are you talking about?
I
He's working
cannot.
on it. He's working on it.
I'm working on it, but it's really hard because like. You know, when you do like this type of shit, poetry and emotional stuff,
Right.
it's really hard to not sound like an idiot because you're complaining
being
about
vulnerable.
right?
yeah.
That stuff is
upbringing.
vulnerability. That's
Oh,
why.
it's way better to like hear a rapper from like South Africa that grew up during the apartheid, you know, and he's like struggling for real.
Yeah,
like,
Trevor Noah's made a career of that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's fun, and that's why rap is fun. I think it's
Well, I
because
think-
Well, rap
I
can
think
be
that
fun. Like
guy's-
Lil Dicky doesn't have any struggle in his life, and I think he's a really good like artist and rapper. Like he is funny.
but the funny songs are the ones that really stand out. The ones that he tries to be serious about it's cringy.
It's also his persona. Like it's weird to have him be serious when his rap name is a dick joke.
Yeah,
Like,
but
he can't be like, I'm sad. I'm like,
I'm sad.
on his
you know.
first album, he has like a 9-minute long song that is a serious song about his life and his upbringing, and it's cringy. Like it's not good.
Okay.
It's everything about it is good. The editing, the raps, the like the rhymes, the schemes that he does, but still you cannot get over the fact that he's just a guy that graduated the Chicago University of whatever and had a great job and then became a rapper.
Right.
Like still that's always lingering behind it.
Well,
you know?
but I also feel like that in rap music is more apparent because struggle and overcoming struggle has always been like a very big part of rap.
yeah.
Like since all the rappers came up, they were like, I started here, now I'm there, and
The
having
genre
like
came from that. Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
this way. This theme about
Rags to riches.
almost everything.
Yeah,
Like
but
I
it
feel
is.
like this is so weird because it's like it's a topic that touches close to me. Like I feel like I had a really good life.
Yeah.
And that damages my creativity
It does.
somehow, you know? Like I don't have the pain that I can pull from to make really great art.
yeah.
you know?
Or maybe you.
I think it's
do-
drive more than pain. I think like
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
what gives people from bad like situations like drive is like they want to get out of that. But like I didn't want to get out of my parents' house until I was 26. Like I was doing fine.
But you're
That
right.
was fun.
It is dry, and it's everything you were talking about is dumb because the point is just to create without a blockage in your head. And
Right.
I think this fear of sounding cringy and weird, it blocks you from doing shit. And if you just have drive and you just put shit out, eventually something come out of it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was
And
very
that cringy
motivational.
thing might sound cringy to you, but it might really help somebody else who went
Yeah.
through that thing. And that guy, Brent, I think he went through a sickle cell disease or something like that.
For
So
sure.
Oh.
his
Yeah.
whole body hurt. Like he
That's gotta
was
suck.
actually suffering. His art comes from a place of true suffering.
Yeah,
I
for
think.
sure.
Dude, I'm very obsessed with this historical figure from the French Revolution.
Damn.
His name is no.
Me
this,
too.
This is gonna.
I
This is
can
gonna
relate.
tie.
Yeah.
This is gonna tie. Like I swear, it's gonna make sense. His name was Marais, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he was this guy who had this horrible skin disease, and he was in constant pain.
Oh.
So he had to write from a bathtub, and he was writing this inflammatory like rhetoric for the French Revolution, like during the Reign of Terror when they were chopping people's heads off.
Yeah.
And he was like, I fucking hate everyone, like all the people. And that was really like, it got the people going.
Yeah.
But then you realize who he was. He was a guy who lived in constant pain,
Yeah.
could never get out of his bathtub, and he was really angry all the time. And it just coincided
Yeah.
that like a time where
sorry, he
Fit
could
for
never
the
get out of
moment.
his bathtub. I'm sorry.
like barely ever.
Did I
Because
miss
he was in
something?
pain.
He was
Was this
he had
part of the
skin
story?
disease. Yeah.
Okay. How did he get?
I
How did
think
he start talking to people?
I
No,
think
he
it
wrote.
says he
Oh, he wrote.
He wrote. He
Okay.
wrote.
And also,
he
I
wrote
think
and
it's just a
published.
way of saying like he couldn't get out of the bathtub. Like, eventually, he got out of the bathroom.
That's
You
not an
know?
expression.
Yeah.
No, but
Can't get out of
At
the
some
bathtub.
point, he might have slept
Yeah.
on a bed. but,
Okay,
like-
no, he was a writer. I thought he was a public speaker for some reason.
No, he was a writer.
Okay,
he
okay.
did like little manifestos and stuff. And I was like obsessed with him because he became a very integral part to like the Reign of Terror. And this was just like a little angry guy who just coincided to exist at a moment of time where everybody was angry.
And connected with the emotion.
And connected with that. If
with the
that guy
whole-
was writing that shit like 20 years earlier, we probably would have been like, no, this was just some crazy guy in his bathtub.
For sure.
But now he's like an integral part of French history because
Right.
he was just an angry guy at the right time.
That doesn't sound very French. He was in a bathtub, you said? All the time?
Because he had to be. He had a skin condition. Otherwise,
I'm sorry, I'm really focusing on this bathtub.
The analogy.
No.
But this
It
is
is.
awesome. And yesterday actually was a great day for me. I was having a good time, and then at the end of the day, as I always do, I took out my notebook and started writing. And I wasn't like blocking anything, so I just started writing some shit. I'm sure it's awful, but I wrote like 5 pages back to back. And I usually write 1 or 2. And when I got done with that, I read it again. I was like, oh, this is cringy, but it's a good idea. Maybe I'll work with. So I think this is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We just, as creative people, we just need to go with the flow. And if the world catches on to it, good. And if not, then we
sometimes
die.
you'll hit on like the
Yeah.
general vibe of like the people and where everything's at. I mean, you might not, but you have to write from your truth.
Yeah.
So like try if you're not gonna hit it if you're not writing what you think.
Yeah.
Like, and every once in a while you'll like it'll be like a perfect match.
a perfect match.
But then
But there are some people that's the frustration, I guess, for us, that are like, they always hit a home run, it seems like. You know, like Kendrick Lamar.
Nah, it's
No?
grass is greener type
Jesus.
thing. You know?
But like Kendrick Lamar.
but Kendrick Lamar has a team of people
Yeah,
behind
yeah.
him. It's not like he's
Producers
just
and-
like he
Yeah,
is a
maybe.
creative genius. He's like one of the best rappers of the 21st century. But it's not like just him like writing on a notebook like you after like taking care of his pregnant wife.
I don't know. I do feel like life is unfair to a point that there are some people who are just like Mozart. You know, have you ever
Yeah, there are
watched,
geniuses.
like Mozart, that was like just having a great time during his life, making a bunch of great songs. It's like, yeah, this is easy for
You know,
me.
he was obsessed with poop jokes.
Yeah, he was like a
That's awesome.
child.
Yeah,
yeah,
he was this kid.
exactly.
Like I actually wrote down a poop joke he did. Like you guys keep talking about it. I'm gonna,
Is
like,
he
look
the
it
one that
up.
wrote?
Please give
He
it to
wrote like
us.
either a fart song or a masturbating song to his cousin or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it's a shit. Yeah. That's the one I have.
Yeah.
That's so different.
Have you ever watched Mozart?
Amadeus.
Amadeus.
I have.
Okay, I got it. Okay.
That just describes the relationship you have with your cousins
Cousins.
so differently. Like,
And
I
that's-
either wrote you a fart
it was-
song
it was
or
like
I
a
was
female.
masturbating to you.
I'm gonna read it out. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. Adio, ben mio. Keep well, my love. Into your mouth, your arse you'll shove. I wish you good night, my dear. But first, shit in your bed and make it burst.
Wait,
This was-
did you write that or Mozart?
You wrote it in
Mozart.
English?
I can't even.
Mozart
you know
wrote
what's
this
funny?
in
They-
English?
No, it's the translation. It's like a
Holy
good
shit, they made it
translation.
rhyme in the
Yeah.
translation. That's fucking hard.
Yeah,
You know what's funny? I never thought I would
You
be
know what's hard?
asking you if
Yeah.
you wrote that or Mozart. Like,
Yeah, nobody's ever like, but that could be one of mine. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I am. You know, I shit myself again yesterday.
for real?
I
Wait, when
shit
was the
my
first
pants. I knew
time?
that.
In Vietnam.
Back in the war.
Did you get flashbacks on the second?
I got Vietnam flashbacks. No, dude, we were going to this comedy show I was telling you guys about, and I trusted a fart I shouldn't have, because the entire week I've been at a congress, I'd just been eating like croissants and shit, and I just wanted to let a little fart, and it came loaded. And I was with my girlfriend in Santo Domingo, and I did it, and I was like, I think I just shit myself. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, no, I definitely shit myself. And she was like, it's not, we're late to the show, we have to get going. And I had to like waddle into a restaurant nearby and take out, like, I was in the bathroom stall, and I had to take like my underwear. And then the thing is, like, once I cleaned myself up, I had my underwear in like my pocket because I had to throw it away.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Why don't you throw it away in the bathroom? Like
There was no like trash can. I couldn't
Oh.
like flush it down the drain. So there was like 3 people in the bathroom, and I was waiting for the right time to pull it out of my pocket and like put it on the trash can. And like I did like a thing, like I wanted to put a paper towel in the trash can, and I like quickly and I threw it away. And there's my underwear's just there.
The only way this could be better is if you would have like looked up at everyone and goes, I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
But yeah, it happened again, man.
Oh, talking
I'm
about
getting
napalm,
worried.
talking about that phrase, there were, when they started bombing Ukraine, we had in my company like a social media application for the company only, and every week you put out a little phrase for the rest of the company to read worldwide. Like it's an international 40 plus countries.
Like workplace.
And one of my friends is really funny, actually, from work. He has great jokes. And right after the day of the first bombing in Ukraine, he put the phrase was, complete the following phrase. What do you like the smell of? And then he put, quote, I like the smell of
napalm in the morning.
Yeah, and my boss was like, "Yo, what? We have a subsidiary in Ukraine. Are you fucking insane, dude?"
Do you imagine if he got laughs from the people in Ukraine? They were like, "Good one,
Good one." Yeah. No, but when we read it out loud in the room, and people laughed a lot.
He's trying to roll a cigarette and just doing horror.
I don't know what the problem is. That joke's killing.
Yeah, but in a company setting, I get that she was.
No,
mad.
they have to be corporate about it. That sucks.
Imagine there's just an old lady in Ukraine. She doesn't even know the movie, and she's like, "What? You know?
It's not napalm."
Or like it smells horribly. I don't know.
Oh, people do complain. When I worked on that military base in Japan, I had Filipino wives, like military wives, emailing.
How many Filipino wives did you have? Oh,
Dude, I had lots of Filipino wives.
My harem
when I
was
in the military.
constantly hitting me up with the emails.
Filipinos love to join the U.S. Navy.
Oh wow!
There's a lot of Filipinos in the U.S.
How
Navy.
come you think? Why do you think that is?
Because they can make a
Talk
good
for the
living.
Filipino people.
They can live in Southeast Asia, and they can retire after 20 years and have a great pension and have a king of a life in the Philippines.
It's
That's
not a bad
awesome.
gig. Like a lot of people from American Samoa and like the Pacific Islands also do that.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best opportunities they have in the island.
I mean, if you can get a pension from the U.S. military, it's pretty decent.
Go
Like,
ahead,
My
yeah.
brother is like, I don't know, I'm guessing, but it's like over 50
Can you
grand
fill us
a
up here,
year.
man?
Yeah, sure.
It's,
You want some, Charlie?
it's almost double what I make,
So-
you know?
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh shit, it's
Sorry,
shitty.
That's
we're
fine.
we're
It'll-
sharing this one. That's why he poured more for
Yeah.
me. We're gonna share it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Another
I looked like an asshole now. I was like,
No, it's fine. It's fine, man.
another guy that went to the military and became a great artist. You know, JPEG Mafia.
Oh,
rapper?
I love
Oh,
him.
yeah.
You know, he was in the military. He famously hates the military, but he also had the same trajectory. He went to Japan. Then after Japan, he came back to the U.S. and then he broke out of the army and started rapping.
A lot of singers, a lot
Yeah.
of classic rock bands came out of the military,
Yeah?
like Creedence Clearwater Revival,
Oh, shit,
Jimi
that's right.
Hendrix.
Jimi
What do you
Hendrix was in
think?
the military?
Jimi Hendrix was like a
Yeah, for sure.
helicopter gunner.
What?
Or something
Oh my
like
God.
that. Yeah,
Elvis
yeah, yeah.
Presley.
Doesn't that make him more of a badass?
Presley.
Sort of.
With a
yeah.
cigarette, like
Yeah. And he's like, this is a good beat.
playing in the background. He's like,
And Creedence was like, we're going to make a hit song out of this.
Yeah.
Just watching to the...
Jimi
Some
Hendrix.
folks about...
Jimi Hendrix was a huge influence on me just as a guy. I love the guy.
Just as a guy.
Just as a overall
an artist.
person. Just as not
The
as an
music,
artist.
whatever.
No, the
Like,
music's fine.
That hair.
The
it was
guy.
just-
But the
Yeah.
guy was so cool.
I don't know what I meant by that, but yeah.
It's all right.
You don't know why he was an influence on you.
Why? Because my brother looked up to him, and I looked up to my brother, and
That
Jimi
happens,
Hendrix
yeah.
was
That
like
makes sense.
God. Therefore, my brother was Jesus Christ, and Jimi Hendrix was God in this analogy.
That's awesome.
They were kind of the same person. Yeah.
And a lot of the counterculture music was coming out of veterans returning from
Yeah.
Vietnam
Yeah.
and giving their honest takes through their art.
You know what's I think about? Like Vietnam had great protest music, like the songs about Vietnam bangers, most of them. But then after that, you guys were still in wars. Like in the '90s, you were in the Gulf War, and then
Yeah,
you
we
were in
love
Iraq.
wars.
Right? Yeah, you do love your wars. But
There's
then
no
like,
good Cold
no
War
good
song.
music from
Oh,
those.
for-
What do you have?
No
from that
music,
era?
Pato.
From the
No
90s?
music.
Just no music at all.
From the 90s?
Like protest music. I
Like
mean.
Desert
Like-
Storm.
Oh, protest music. Rage Against the Machine?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's true. That's
That's
true.
a really good call
Fuck
right
you!
there.
I want to. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which spoke to my little white suburban ass.
sure.
when
I mean,
was-
Yeah.
there's a song by Bright Eyes. It's like, do you know Bright Eyes?
Not at all. No.
It's like his folk songwriter, very not rock and roll. Just him and a guitar, and he wrote a really good song about George Bush.
Oh, cool.
where they had like System of a Down playing in tanks in Iraq or something
Damn.
like that.
Oh,
They have
so
videos
the
of,
bombs
like,
over Baghdad.
Yeah, let the bodies hit the floor. Like, yeah, we're not well.
We're geeking out too hard. Isn't it crazy that comedians get called out to do shows for military people out on wars? I think that's.
I love it though.
Oh, the
I mean,
USO
like,
tours?
I would love to do a USO tour. Like, as not okay as some of the things we do are.
Yeah.
The people in our military are actually really cool people.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
And after
They're just
working on a
people.
military base, oh yeah. And like I said, one of the coolest places that I hung out was the barracks with
Yeah,
all the
I'm sure.
18-year-old Marines.
Militaries.
And
I feel like
military
they're going to be a
people.
very rowdy crowd if you're doing
playing video
stand-up.
games.
I feel like sex jokes is where they're at.
Yeah, no, that's entirely where it's at. Like,
Yeah.
you're not getting
There's, like-
canceled in that area.
There's famous comedians that perform for military people.
A
right?
lot,
Bunch,
yeah.
dude.
They're good audiences too.
Yeah, I imagine.
They'll
I
laugh,
Probably in
imagine.
need
they'll
of
laugh
laugh.
at those dark jokes.
They'll
you
laugh
know,
at a lot of
like,
things. Yeah, I
they'll laugh.
imagine.
Everything you want them to laugh at, they'll laugh at.
Like Robin Williams did a famous one.
Yeah.
Gary Shandling did a bunch. Jerry Seinfeld. They all do it. Yeah.
Dane Cook,
Dane
they
Cook.
get a lot of
Dude, the cook. Oof, I forgot
the
about him.
Cookmeister.
He was
Yeah.
like huge, and then he fell off.
A
Didn't you
vicious
guys
circle.
hate Dane Cook when he was famous?
No,
Like,
I love Dane Cook when
really?
he was famous.
You love Dane Cook?
Well,
When
I
he
mean, I was like a
famous?
12-year-old kid. What the fuck
Yeah.
else
Me
was I
too.
supposed to? Yeah.
Me too. But I looked at him and I was like, nah.
Just because of his face?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of literally just his face. I don't even remember watching a movie of his. I was just I looked at him and was like, something is off with this guy.
Have
you
you
I don't
seen?
know.
He had like one, right? Like Good Luck Chuck was like his.
Yeah,
only-
Good Luck Chuck.
His special? One special?
No, his movie, like not a
Oh,
stand-up
movie.
special. He had
Oh,
stand-up
Jesus.
specials, but
He
I
had a
think he
bunch.
was
I never
in
watched his
Hollywood
movies.
Good Luck Chuck was Jessica Alba.
Yeah,
Yeah, I had a huge crush on Jessica Alba, and maybe that's why I hated him. Now that I think of,
You were jealous?
because my
You were
name's
jealous of
Charlie.
the
and-
romantic lead?
Yeah.
My girl.
I
That's
hated him because
not-
my name's Charlie and called that movie Good Luck Chuck. And I was like, fuck you.
I don't like that. Not at all.
I already have the
He was
Chuck
talking-
Norris jokes thing. Come on.
He was talking to you. You kind of look like Chuck Norris too. Is that weird? Is that weird to say?
It's my karate kicks.
It's your vibe, your tough guy vibe.
if it's anything, it's not your Karate Kicks. It's not.
It's my age, I guess. He's 70. I'm close to 70.
Oh, you look like a young Chuck Norris. That's a better way to phrase it.
He's still on the joke, by the way. Chuck Norris was like curling on Instagram like 100 kilos.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't move the weights, I move the world. Like, dude, that's
It was
wild.
promotional. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. It was good.
You know, he's on an MLM scheme. Like
What is that?
Herbalife sort of shit.
Really?
The pyramid
it
scheme.
means mom's losing money.
Hey!
Oh, I
I don't
believe
know
it's
what-
It's multi-level
Level
marketing
marketing.
scheme.
Oh,
But
okay.
literally, it's mom's losing money. It's every mom you know on Facebook
Is losing
who
money.
doesn't like have a job outside of the house. Is
Yeah.
like wants to be an entrepreneur. Is
They're
like,
on their
I'm gonna
garage.
sell
You go there
supplements.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fill up my husband's garage with fucking supplements.
No joke. I had a situation with my group of friends when I was growing up that some of them were being captured by a MLM.
A pyramid scheme? Yeah.
Yeah, because they
Shit.
were really smart about it. They did like a supplements thing and then invaded like the rich part of the city, and they were investing in people, like explaining. And my brother was like, my friends were into it. They bought a bunch of money. They invested like 20,000 reals, which is equivalent to not a lot of dollars, but for Brazil is a lot.
Sure.
And then
It's
like
about $30.
and then like my friend was like trying to sell it to my brother, and my brother's like, dude, that's a pyramid scheme. And he's like, no, it's not. Then my brother's like, draw out what you're telling me. And he drew out, and it was like, no,
My brother
outlined the thing. It's like, and I remember watching that as like a, I don't know, 14-year-old. Like, damn, my brother's smart, you know. But it was funny.
That's
And at that point, he was like, I'm out of this shit, and then
Victor,
he gave up.
Can you do me a huge favor and then go to the front door of the house and
Yeah.
then get from the top drawer a hammer?
Damn.
No, I'm just using. This is a psychological thing.
yourself.
This is a psychological thing. Actually, can you just grab an ashtray right there?
Oh.
It's a psychological thing. You
Oh,
ask
you
for a
ask for
bigger
a big
favor, and then you ask for a minor favor,
Damn.
and then it's a lot more achievable.
I'm not getting up. Fuck
No,
you.
come on, man.
You showed me the trick. You're a shitty magician.
Is this? Are you reading books about influencing
No,
people?
I
or what
just
is
love
this?
doing
No,
that.
you can use that, dude.
This is the ashtray, dude.
Oh, all right. Sorry, man. You
Yeah.
can sit down if you want.
Oh my god.
So you know what?
Psychological trick where you tell them in the middle of it, I'm tricking you.
This
Are the
is
droids
a
you're looking
trick.
for? Just don't fucking look for them. You got me?
Yo, more city noises. What the fuck?
We're in the city, brother. Also, I'm moving apartments. I found where we get the keys on Monday.
Oh, you found one? Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're still gonna have like this nice?
No, we got kicked out of this place because the owner is getting divorced and selling the place.
That dick.
I know, right? I know.
Fuck him.
Just make it work.
It's
you know?
his fault.
His
You
name's
know
Victor,
that,
actually.
Right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not his wife that fucked another guy. It's
not
his
her
fault.
It's his fault.
Dude.
But is it good? Can we record there? You think?
Yeah. It has a terrace, not like this. It's basically where we're sitting out right now. Like
Oh.
that's the size of the terrace. It's a
But it's
decent
good.
terrace
That's
where you can
great.
put a table, sit down. It's really cool because it's all modern, and I'm really excited about that. It's
Oh,
completely
hell yeah.
refurbished.
It's
so,
nice to go
yeah.
from a place that's like you know,
Yeah,
like
just
older,
old school. Yeah.
and
I'm
then go
happy
to a
for you
nice
guys.
new
That's
one.
awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is like the bedrooms are a bit small.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't spend.
But you
much
have
time in your
AC,
bedroom,
so
though.
don't complain.
If we have American AC where it goes through like the vents and shit.
Yes.
Oh, hell
Central,
yeah.
centrally.
There's solid.
And is it
solid.
near Atocha? Or
It's in Pacifico. It's
Oh,
kind of,
okay,
yeah. It's like
that's
a
not
10-minute
bad.
walk from here.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
I got that in the back of my house. I put Central in the back.
Oh.
And then it just empties out. The whole main
It does?
part is
It helps?
open space. So
Oh.
it's, we tore down walls and stuff and
Very
Yeah,
progressive.
that's what we should do. Yeah, around the world.
break down
Break-
walls.
break down walls.
barriers.
Hell yeah, brother,
Yeah.
build bridges. Do you
Yeah.
own your place or?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we bought it in 2016.
The
So it was
dream.
like bottom
Lucky.
of the market, and we had motivated sellers because they were just cousins that hated each other and wanted to sell the place as quick as possible.
Hell yeah. It was
Lucky.
inheritance, like.
It was an
nice.
inheritance, yeah, and then it was just like I put money down on it and offered them like 10 grand less than they were selling it for. And,
Fuck.
And they were like, "Fuck it, I hate him. Let's get out of here."
And it was already going for like less than half of the square meterage per.
Whoa,
Math.
neighborhood.
Nice.
Yeah, math.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. But
Yeah.
I knew I got it cheaper, so I was like,
Hell yeah.
I would like I when I got to Spain, I kept asking around for Spaniards like, how much money do you need for a down payment for an apartment? And people told me, and I was like, okay, I need to save up this amount.
20%.
It was before the pandemic too, so it was
Right.
a little bit lower. But yeah, 20% ish. And then I kept saving up. Then the pandemic happened. Then whatever the crisis with Ukraine, and then I was like, okay, now I can buy an apartment. Then I went to check it out, and I was like, nope, this is no longer 20%. It's insane how much
It's
you're asking
20%
for.
unless the apartment is appraised for more than you bought it for, which
Oh.
ours was 27,000 more than we bought it for. So we basically had 100% financing.
Oh,
We put
yeah.
a little bit down on it so we could put the rest of that money into the renovations.
Yeah, you can
Nice.
get lucky
Damn.
like that. In
Damn,
Spain.
you got a good.
Yeah, yeah.
We got a really good deal. We got incredibly lucky with the whole thing. We went into one of those red piso places, which are like they're like used cars lots in America. The guys got the stains on
Yeah.
their tie.
Yeah.
They're like they got the
It-
redness from the alcoholism.
It looks
Yeah.
suspicious
Get you into
as
these
fuck.
3-hour meetings. I barely speak Spanish at this point. I'm like, I don't know what you're telling me.
Yeah.
We almost got suckered for like $4 grand for getting a bank loan through them.
Oh,
It's free
Fuck.
to get a bank
Fuck
loan,
red piso.
guys.
And at the end, you
don't-
just found the owners and you bought it from them.
No, at the end we went through them, but we were like, we're not going through you for the loan because we don't like what you're offering us. We're gonna go to and apply at banks, and they're like, well, good luck. We don't think you're gonna get it.
And you got it.
We got it with ING, like the best bank to
it's
get
the
it
best
with.
bank. Yeah,
It's the best. You can do everything online.
yeah.
I don't know. This is an ad for ING. At this point.
It's-
and
It
again,
it's on the end of every fucking verb you're doing. You know.
Yeah. This grown up.
This is. I want this to be an ad against Red Piso. Like
Yeah.
really, I
Fuck
fucking
those
hate
people.
them.
Red
I hate
piece
them.
of shit.
Dude, and they're taking up everything. I see them everywhere.
It's so annoying.
It
They're like
fucking
used car
sucks.
salesmen, man.
Yeah. Alcohol.
Dude, they're
that's
only
right.
good to like drink with. That's all they're good for.
The only
because
good
you can
thing
like
they
get
did-
stuff out of them, and they're like, "Yeah, I fucking fucked this family of 4," and you're like, "Okay, I'm
Yeah.
writing this down."
Literally, the only thing the good thing they did was pressuring those cousins to sell it to us for 10 grand less when they were telling us like, if you don't buy this now, 100 other
Yeah.
people come in and
You
buy
know
it right
what?
from you.
You guys know the Valencia thing, the floods.
We've heard about
Yeah.
it.
Can
I
we give
heard.
a minute of silence? No, I'm just kidding. Relax.
Don't do anything crazy because
I'm
I don't
not-
want to edit it out
I'm
again.
not. I'm just gonna say. Turns out I didn't know about this in Spain. You don't get insurance for these types of accidents.
floods, yeah.
So people who bought their house in those cities that got flooded and destroyed, they need to pay the
They don't have
the
flood
mortgage.
insurance.
They
No,
don't.
They're gonna get money from the government. But
Yeah,
not
that's
enough.
why they're trying to push, and
Yeah.
Yolanda Diaz is trying to push like an agenda for like all of it to not be paid for. So it's
So
good.
So more than Florida gets basically.
Really?
Because Florida, you don't like insurance companies won't even
But it's a repeat
insure your
houses.
house anymore
Yeah.
because they're like, no, it's gonna get hit by a hurricane.
I remember.
Twice.
Have you guys seen this clip? It's about Ben Shapiro, and he's saying, "Don't you think if their house floods, they're gonna sell it off and then just move?" And then this guy gets an axe and breaks through a wall and says, "Sell it to who? Fucking Aquaman!" I think that's great. I just love that clip so much.
I don't
funny.
understand why anyone's buying property in Florida.
That's
Like,
crazy.
After the hurricanes and shit, yeah.
It just seems like the dumbest thing.
Yeah.
Like I guess Florida's great, when there's not a hurricane barreling down on you. Or
So, like, once a year?
Right? Yeah.
Or
like, if you can
crocodiles.
get there, like cherry blossom time in Japan. Like,
Yeah.
you get there on the right day. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I recently
I know.
saw a post of like this person that bought a house on the side of a cliff that's like prone to landslides, and it's getting held on by like 3 sticks. I'm like, the post.
Great investment.
And the guy from Red Piso is like, no, we can sell this. I guarantee you we can sell this.
To a family of 4.
Yeah, to a family with 2 kids.
He's hungover.
It's like the house from
Okay, I can sell this.
Or some
Yeah,
shit,
he's
like-
holding it up himself. He says, no, this holds. This is like fucking...
If I stay here forever, you guys can have this.
Dude, I remember one time with a college class. It was about environmental risk, and he took us to the riskiest places in Madrid to like do a field trip. And we were underneath like a huge cliff, and he takes us right underneath the cliff. And the teacher goes, "This is the cliff with the highest like rock fall rates in Madrid."
Shit.
And this kid was like, "Do we have to do this here?" And I was like, "Yeah," what he said. Like, can't we just do it over there?
That's funny.
Look, there's one coming now.
Yeah.
You're
Take
right.
notes. Take notes.
You're right. Let's go back to the site and play Russian roulette instead.
Dude,
Um,
speaking of right-wing podcast figures, did you guys see that Elon Musk said that he was number 20 in Diablo 4 in the world?
No way.
Of course he was. Oh my god.
That's so fucked up, man. It
The
makes me
world we
angry
live in, dude.
because it's such a lie.
You think it's a lie?
It's absolutely a lie. He has.
Why would
he doesn't
lie
have
about
the
that?
time.
He doesn't have the time, dude.
about that.
You know
What if
how
he does? I don't know. What if
Dude.
he's playing?
Same
Because he
reason
wants to be
Trump
cool
lies
so
about his
bad.
golf score,
No.
you know?
What if he's like?
He has a screenshot of like someone that's called Elon Musk that's number 20, but it's obviously not him. He paid someone to do this, like for sure. He doesn't have the time.
You
Yeah,
think
like-
so? What if that's what he's doing in his office all day? I'm sorry, I'm gonna out my dad here. My dad owns his own company, and I worked for my dad for a little bit. And like I interned for the company, and like people are like, "Oh, your dad is in his office all day. He's a really hard worker. He's the first to get in, last one to get out of the company." We got there at 7:30. We went home at like 10 every day. And once I went into his office at 7:30 and was like, what are you doing? Everyone's like curious. What are you doing? He just showed me he's watching a YouTube video.
And the YouTube video is how to run a company.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
Kinda.
okay.
It
Yeah.
was
He's in his
motivational.
office,
It's
yeah.
motivational videos, and he's serious about it. It's like, check this out.
He slowly tilts the screen. It's like the mukbang of like some Asian woman.
I think what you just revealed is that Diablo, what was it?
Diablo 4, yeah.
Diablo 4 is like golf scores for neurodivergent nerds, you know?
Yeah.
I'm number 20 in Diablo 4.
That's true. That's true. That's kind of like golf for.
Because it's like Trump bragging about his golf score, you know?
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
hole-in-one every time.
Yeah. And he always cheats. Like, everybody's on about how he fucking cheats.
Yeah.
That guy wasn't hiding to shoot him. He was hiding to throw the ball. You know?
Yeah.
They just threw him under the bus. Like, you know what? The first time didn't work. Shoot that one.
It's crazy too. You guys watched that early documentary of Elon Musk about his family when he first came up with Zip2, which is his first company. Then he became a millionaire,
Right.
and they did like a short documentary about him and his family life. And it's just him super happy with like 4 children already. He was like 21. He had a bunch of kids with his model, and the model looks so much in pain. Like next to him, she's
Yeah.
like holding a bunch of babies, and she's like so upset. And he's like, "This is my family. I love this place, and let me show you my Porsche." And the wife is like, "Can you hold him for 1 second?" Like during the recording. He's like, "No, don't worry about it." He just went to show the
And
Porsche.
the wife is like, can I please have a car? And he's like, no, you have to be hot.
Cut to today when he's got like 11 kids.
He
by
has so many kids.
12 different people somehow.
So many baby mamas too, dude.
So many baby
Dude, don't you
mamas.
think they have like a WhatsApp group or like a support group when they're like, dude, you know what he did? And she's like, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like,
And
they
you know
have to.
Grimes is on that WhatsApp group.
Yeah, for
She's
sure.
just like sharing songs with the other moms. It's like, what do you think of this song? You know, Grimes.
Like he,
No?
he wants
Right.
to sell his semen.
I got it.
He thinks
Got
his
it.
sperm is like worth money, you know, so he wants to sell it.
I'm sure he's gonna like push it with a Tesla car. He's like, and for free you can get a vial. And you're like, no thanks. He's like, no, you have to. You have
It
to.
comes
yeah.
it comes loaded inside a dildo. You know? It's like,
Also,
I can literally fuck your wife.
This is how you start the car. You put it in
You
the fucking
impotent
ignition.
bastard. I knew you bought a Tesla, so I know you can't come.
I don't like Elon Musk in any way, shape, or form, but I like the fucking Cybertruck, man. I don't know why
You
it's
think
getting
it's
so
awesome?
much. I think it's sick, dude.
Dude,
It
it's
is
like
kind
a-
of awesome.
You
It's like a
James
child's
Bond,
first attempt at drawing a
from
car.
Nintendo
Yeah, kinda.
64 though too, right?
What?
You like the Nintendo double I.
Oh, GoldenEye.
007 GoldenEye. Right.
From the I love it.
Yeah, so that's why, because it's speaking to a
Oddjob?
part of your
Same
childhood.
graphics, yeah.
Same
like the Lara
graphics.
Croft, like
You play as
triangle
Oddjob,
tits.
dude.
Yeah,
Like
it's
that's
just Lara
what-
Croft
yeah.
triangle tits.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I made a joke about that. Triangle tits. You guys said triangle tits?
We did.
It's been
We
mentioned.
did.
It's been
Lara
mentioned.
Croft.
Yeah.
I know you get so into it.
Yeah. I wrote a
Do
few
you like those
jokes
old
about
bras?
that. No, it's just that I'm trying to remember, but I did write about it.
Do you know? Have you guys seen those '50s bras? They're just like cones.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, were people into that? Like pointy, like
They were, and then
Maybe.
Madonna
Wait.
came around and was like, "This is a fashion statement."
Oh.
Remember,
Oh.
she used the she had the,
Oh,
the
she
spike
did.
one. She
Cones?
did it with
Yeah.
the spikes.
That's
it's like
wild.
aggressive kind of like look at my.
yeah, it's gonna poke your eye out or
tits.
something.
Yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
gonna motorboat and just like, oh fuck.
She can shove it in your asshole. Like
You like this big boy? You're like, I think.
I think
It's
I
the
do.
50s. This
New
is too early
kink
for this.
unlocked.
Maybe it was
Give it
like,
20 years. I guess I'll like in the 70s.
Maybe it was used. You can like juice an orange on there. You know.
Maybe, sort of.
They
Yeah.
have function.
Yeah, you get something in your ear. You're like, hey, honey, can you please? And she's like, yeah, sure.
I remember a thing I wanted to mention to you guys about. But should I do it in this pod or should we cut it?
No, you should definitely do it. I have no idea what you're talking about.
We have zero contact.
No, I'm just saying because we've been like an hour and a half
We
away.
can close up.
And we need to record a second one for next week.
Is he coming?
No.
Oh, did he say no? We had planned because he's gonna be gone next week. We had planned to record a high podcast with Martino.
Yeah. A friend of ours, but he's not available.
He's just high.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways, so I'll tell the story. I'm watching, like, we're doing the maternity courses with my fiance. I don't know if you did those in Spain.
Yep.
And before you do it, they ask you to watch a 45-minute long video about breastfeeding.
Yeah.
And, I don't know what the joke is yet, but the video is so detailed to a point that is like funny because they mention the position of the mouth of the baby on the tits, and they have multiple races and multiple styles of tits, and they go over multiple types of
Did
nipples.
you just say racist of tits?
Best video.
Races.
Raises.
Race-
Not racist.
Raisins.
Races.
Raisins,
They have multiple,
Indian tits, Brazilian
Racist.
tits.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they have
yeah,
all
yeah.
sort- okay. Okay.
but not racist. They're not racist tits.
Okay. That was
These
freaking me
tits
out.
hate black people.
Yeah.
The disappointment in Victor's face when we were all yelling at him. He's just like,
race.
why did
Yeah.
I didn't ask for this. He's like,
Okay, so you got a lot of multicolored tits.
And it says the position of the mouth on the, and there's a point in the video where the narrator just says, also a fun thing to, not a fun, but like a smart thing to do is to shoot at a distance to encourage the milk flow. And it's just a woman going like this and squirting in the mouth
And
of the
your baby's
baby.
like
no way.
I
on
swear.
the armchair, like, okay, mom, try again.
See, I don't think you need the joke. That is the joke, man.
That's hilarious.
And Barbara and I were just cracking up, and she's like worried. She's like, "Do I need to do that?" And
And you're like, try. Let me.
I
Need
tried.
to. Do I?
Did you?
get
Yeah,
to
did
do
it go
that?
out?
She doesn't
How
have milk yet.
often? You know?
Yeah.
My friend in Seattle was telling me a story the other day about how he went to a bar and there was a lactating woman that was that was doing that to people on. She stood on top of the bar
Fuck yes.
and she was like, "Who
Shooting-
wants some?"
What? So we're doing shots? No
Best night of
way.
their lives, I bet.
Oh wow.
And also,
That's
like,
a different kind of titty bar. Like maybe some guy was like, "You want to go to a titty bar?" And she's like, "Oh, like striptease." And he was like, "Nah, come with me, brother."
I have something better.
Oh,
And also,
wow.
like, it's concerning too because like Europe does push like breastfeeding a lot. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but they're like, breastfeed your child or you die, or the baby
Oh
will
no,
die.
use formula. You mean?
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
use formula because that will make your baby fat and they'll die. They are really explicit with it. Like, dude,
Your baby will be fat and ugly,
Yeah.
and nobody want to have sex with your baby. Is that what you want? You
My wife did donate her breast milk
Oh.
after, like when she was done breastfeeding, she would still pump and then fill it up in bottles and take it to a hospital and
That's all.
donate it.
That's nice.
That's cool.
so that other people could have her titty milk.
Yeah. Did
That's
you try it?
That's
Did
a
you,
noble thing to do. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Did you try it?
I mean, it only has creamer. You know.
Oh my god.
That's respectable.
Isn't it super sweet? Apparently, that's what I've been told.
I think it's it's very high on calories because it's
like milk,
I would hope
like
so.
fat,
Right?
and
It's gotta have it all in there.
It
like
does.
protein. Like it's honestly a great like superfood.
Yeah. I was tripping out about another thing. Like in the video, they say like the mother is sharing all of her organs with the baby at this point, and the placenta is filtering out. And I that was the first time I realized that women literally, like you right now, if you breathe in your lungs, that's just you. That's just Victor. Imagine sharing your inner system, your inner organs with another human being that'll have his own name and personality. That's like at the most like what do you say, like sharing thing you can do as a human being,
selfless.
which is like selfless. You share literally your fucking body with another human being, and like,
and then you remind him for the rest of his life. Whenever he does something bad, you're like, you know what? I shared my body with you. Clean your room.
That's not actually what they remind them about.
No.
What the moms remind them about is like, I pee when I laugh because of you.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like-
Yeah. That's true too. Yeah,
And your father's a comic, so fuck you.
your dad is just going out doing podcasts. And shit, yeah.
Like while you're pregnant, or
No, because they
because
they
it gets
tear their
bigger.
body,
It
they
gets
tear their pelvic
bigger.
floor,
Yeah.
and then they have no ability to hold in their pee.
Yeah, it can
my
go
mom
all the way
does
to
like
the
my mom does
butthole.
Kegels because of me.
Yeah, Barbara's having to do that shit. Classes. It's really expensive. She's taking classes
Again with the money.
Yeah, that's all you care
Yeah.
about,
These
brother.
are the
Sorry, but
hidden
it's-
costs, you know.
Are there Kegels for men? Like,
Yeah.
did you like do your?
Yeah, for
Yeah?
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
Me
good
trying to
for-
hold my diarrhea.
Yeah, I mean it might be useful.
I'm
dude.
almost there.
Yeah. No, I've been going to classes, honey. I got it.
No, it's usually for people who come too fast. You can do Kegels
Oh.
to strengthen. No, that's not a joke.
Would
It's
it be
actually-
fun to do it so you
Call
can
it
shoot
edging,
further?
you know?
Yeah. Would it be fun to like, you know what you said about the titty milk?
Yeah.
Like be able to do that from a distance. Like what you would take. You'd be like, no, honey, from the living room.
Yeah.
Look.
Says the guy
Porn
who
stars can
should
do
have
that,
come
you
in
know.
his eyes.
Okay, that was
Wait,
that was
Sorry.
that incompetent.
That was very
I feel like every guy.
in a podcast. Yeah, sorry.
I feel like every guy has like stood at a urinal and slowly walked away to see how far they can get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's like a competition.
Well, it's fun.
yeah.
It's just fun to see how far you can go.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes when I have a lot of pee and I know it's like in there, I like squeeze as hard as I can and I try to like
Yeah.
do as you know what I mean?
I think that's really bad for you.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
All right, you shouldn't do it often. You shouldn't force it out. Is what I've heard.
No.
Oh, I really like to squeeze it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean, brother.
Yeah,
You
it
know
feels
what you
so
mean.
good. Like when it's like a hard stream. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is getting out of hand. We should end this.
We should.
Should
We
we,
should stop.
I'm sorry, Charlie.
But this was awesome. This was a really fun episode.
No,
Yeah, it
thank
was
you guys
fun.
for having me on. I appreciate
No,
it.
for sure.
Anything
for
you wanna
sure.
plug?
Oh yeah.
No, come to the Madrid Comedy Lab. See me do open mics and sometimes occasionally showcases.
Hell yeah.
And,
Share your
you know,
Instagram. What's your Instagram?
have
account?
children so you can have no time and you know.
Drink some titty milk.
Instagram is at what the chuckle.
What the chuckle?
That's a
What
good
the
one.
Chuckle.
Yeah.
You didn't say it
That's
with
what I
confidence.
chose.
That's a good one.
What's that?
Yeah, that's a good name. You didn't say it with
Oh,
confidence.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, you know, I'm kind of thinking about it. Like, you know, did I pick a good one or not?
It
You
is.
did.
It is.
You did. It's a
That's
one.
good to know because that's internally. It's just been me going like, this sucks. You guys suck.
Did you use a pun as your name for real? No, but it's a good pun. Yeah, we
thanks.
like that.
Well, thanks for coming on, and it's been a good time.
All right.
All right.
That's
Toodaloo.
been last week's tortilla.
Episode 4.
Bye bye guys.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great.
Yeah, I could keep going, but I think
I could
1
too.
hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that's a sweet spot.